Lock it in, clock it in. What's up, Peter? How you doing?
We are back. I am good. I'm glad to be in the studio, making it happen. Again, it's been too long between pods. The audience is clamoring.
Yeah.
I'm sure, at least that's what I tell myself to justify this. No, I'm good, man. Always good to get in here and chat. Good to see you again.
Yeah, you too.
What's happening with you?
Episode 19, seeing people on Strava go for runs and post about listening to the new episode of Pod on the Run. How cool is that?
Dude, it feels so good.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, like as goofy as that might sound, like, it feels
Totally.
really good that people are listening to it and enjoying it. That Gary one was incredible.
Yeah.
I think the last couple of weeks when we've been out a couple times and, together and obviously out at other times, I see the Wildcats all over the place.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They're so fast. They're so friendly. Like we said when we were talking to Gary, they're always so friendly. They wave. And when we were out this weekend, you were joking when we ran by a group of them or a pack of cats, made a joke about like, hey, I wonder if they know that we did the podcast with Gary. It's like, of course not. No. Why would they?
Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. It was totally fine. But yeah, definitely cool. Speaking of the cats,
Yeah. Big news.
big news on the local running front.
One of our guys,
Yes.
Butte College, Steph from Live Oak, has made the commitment, shared it on social media recently. Just really happy that he's staying in the backyard and going to go there. And, what a story. What a story.
That was my initial thought too, was like, awesome. He's staying in Northern California. I know he'd made some other visits that he'd posted about on his social medias. And I'm really happy for him that he's getting the opportunity, not only to continue his running at a very high level, but to do it in his backyard still. That's really cool. And speaks volumes to what he's doing. And again, what Gary and the Wildcats have been building.
Yeah, how cool too for Kyle and Mark to see someone like Steph,
Yeah.
go over to the other school in town, Chico State, and to be kind of a funnel for Steph and for the Wildcats there. That's big. That's big for them.
That is. And, I think we've been really fortunate with this podcast with everybody we've talked to. But I mean, like the two collegiate runners that we've had on here and talked with are now moving on to bigger programs at a higher level. So if there's any collegiate runners out there, community college runners and heck, even high school runners, if you're looking for a boost in your future, come on our podcast. We might be able to help you out.
So good. So good. Well played. Oh, How
Yes.
clever. We're like agents,
Sort of.
undercover agents.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. We'll talk deals later.
Yeah. Of course, the other one is Jen Johnson, who's on her way to Cal State East Bay. So Steph and Jen may cross paths, same division, obviously, same conference, I believe. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
And while we're on Steph, just one more thing about him. I don't know if you saw in their first track meet of the year, he set the Butte College 10K record.
Casual.
Yeah, casual. It's like embarrassing
Yeah.
how fast that is.
What was it, 31 something?
Yeah, 31 minutes for a 10K.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby, I was talking with Bobby at the Bidwell Run Club run last night, and he was mentioning that, there isn't really a 10K event in Division II for what they're doing, but for kind of something similar to that distance, Steph may be able to, make some magic happen for the Wildcats, sort of that longer distance there.
Yeah. I was talking with my friend Josh. We'd mentioned him on the last pod. He's friends with Gary. He was saying that like in college running, 1 mile is like middle distance. And then there's I think there's 5K. And that's just so hard for me to wrap my mind around.
Right.
Like a mile is middle distance.
Yeah.
That's insane. But I guess in high school track, a mile is maybe considered long distance because on the high school track, they only run 1 and 2 mile long races. So interesting stuff.
That is interesting. I'll have to do some research on that. I need to gain some knowledge to know a little bit more there.
And with the Wildcats too, we need to put it on our calendar to go watch Damien try and break the 4-minute mile.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's going to be incredible.
That's going to be so cool. And that was one of the best parts of the episode with Gary, was learning about Scott Bowes and sort of the history that and all the stories that Gary had. It's just so cool to tap into his mind and what a legendary person to have on the podcast. Super grateful. And, hopefully Damien will be able to break 4 minutes like Scott did.
Yes. We're sending all the good vibes. Hopefully we can make it out there. I think it'd be fun if we could find a way to go out there and like record a live pod during the race, a 4-minute short pod, or post it on the IG of our own play-by-play of watching this guy blister a track at a speed that we'll never get even close to.
It's okay. And sold. That sounds really fun.
Okay. It's a done deal.
Let's do it. Hey, switching gears real quick. Let's talk a little bit about training. In the Fleet Feet Marathon program, doing some tough, long threshold runs.
You guys are getting after it.
Dude, man, it's been so cool to kind of, I don't know, go through a program and to do some types of real runs that in a way have sort of kind of opened my eyes to like, maybe I'm capable of a little bit more than I thought I was. Yeah. So, like doing a third round of threshold at 10 minutes after doing 2 15-minute thresholds with not much recovery in between is like, the last run I had a couple days ago, it was so freaking hard to like maintain that pace.
Yeah.
But afterwards it was like, oh, I did it.
Yeah.
Like I did it. Like I feel like I'm going to throw up and every, nerve in my body is just shot right now, but we did it.
Yeah.
It was kind of like, I don't know, there's something interesting about this program and experiencing something that's making me believe a little bit more in myself and instill some confidence in like some of these longer runs that maybe I can push it a little bit more. I don't know. It's a trip, dude.
I'm not surprised that that's the experience that you're having. I think, this was in the fall, right? You did your first 50K straight through, right? Yeah. And so the ceiling went a little bit higher because you knew you could hit that distance. And then your fall, like we talked about, was insane with mileage, right? The roof, the ceiling's getting higher, right? And now you're really kind of channeling the running effort in a different direction.
Yeah.
And I'm not at all surprised that the ceiling just keeps going up, right? Yeah. And you're achieving a little bit more and seeing that there's still more to do. And, that's something that our guest and I were talking about just a few minutes ago before we started this, was like, there's always more, and you get out of running what you put into it. It's just so raw that there's no other way to put it. You put in the effort, you're going to see the results. You don't put in the efforts, you're not going to see the results. And I think you're seeing that. And in the immortal words of Michael Jordan, the ceiling is the roof, right?
Yeah.
Or the roof is the ceiling. He said one of those things, but yeah, man, that's so cool to see, and you guys are just crushing it. So keep up the good work.
Thanks, man.
You're lined up to do the Mendocino 50K, right?
Yeah, coming up in April, which is kind of, something that this program isn't really preparing us for. Obviously, it's preparing for some hard road races. So Bidwell Classic's coming up too. Excited to, get after that and just kind of continuing to work on speed, and definitely, that 50K is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah.
And that'll be a good test with some vert and some trails. So,
yeah,
hopefully the work will pay off, if you will. Yeah. How's your training been going, dude? Good. I know you broke sub 19, right? We did a 5K.
Yes.
Sub 19 recently, you and Pete. That was real cool to see, man.
Really.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. Really excited about that. Proud of that. I'm gearing up to run the 5K at the Bidwell Classic. I've never raced a 5K at any point. And I thought, this is the year I want to do it. And I thought, well, let's do it early in the year so that maybe the rest of the year I can build up to something bigger and longer. But the training's been going well. Big shout out to the forum for pulling me along for that 5K because it got ugly. But I think that was, again, like you just talked about, you're recognizing that there's more that you're capable of. Like when you think you've plateaued, like, no, you found a way to get past that. And I'm feeling something very similar to that right now as well. And optimistic that come race day, I can get to my goal, which again would be sub 19 in a race. But yeah, feeling good. But gosh, that last 2/3 of a mile was brutal.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad if Pete hadn't been there, I probably would have bagged it at 2 1/4, been like, well, that was a really good workout and I can sleep well knowing that I gave it everything I had. So it was good to get pulled along. And I'm hoping that I can latch onto somebody in the race and get pulled along for that last 3/4 or a mile or so.
Well, I think Billy's doing the 5K.
Oh, well, there's somebody I can try and keep up with.
No, I don't know. I think it's going to be a good battle if that is indeed the case.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Pushing Pete's got the speed, baby.
Sometimes it comes through. If I can get a good sleep the night before, we'll see.
What were your mile times for that sub 19?
They went between like 6:01 and 6:09.
Amazing, dude.
Yeah, and again, Pete was so integral because at a certain point, I like quit paying attention to that and just said, Pete, I need you to just do the hard work and let me stay on your shoulder. And he said we got moving pretty quick for a while, and he pulled back, which was good because if he hadn't slowed us down a little bit, I might not have made it all the way to the end. So yeah, just looking forward to letting it all out in another 9 days, and then moving to the next thing, the next goal for the year.
I love it. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. Like, congratulations, because I remember when we were talking about our goals for the year, that was one of the ones you had mentioned. Yeah. So checking the box. That's what it's about.
That's right. One down.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Speaking of amazing achievements, Kevin, Matt, and Bill did the Black Canyons 100K recently.
Yep.
We got to give them a little bit of a shout out, right?
Without a doubt.
That's pretty incredible.
That's awesome. Especially, I mean, they're all incredibly impressive.
Totally.
And Kevin coming off breaking his collarbone.
No big
deal. What was it, like 3 or 4 weeks before the race?
Like right there.
Yeah. But Kevin is a madman in all the right ways.
Well said.
Right. When he was in here talking to us, signing up for a 100-mile race, what was it, 6 weeks before, and not having much time to prepare, and then going back the next year and winning it. So yeah, I think, they're all built differently. All three of those guys are really built differently with the way that they can lock into a training block, a long training block.
Yeah.
And then go out and execute.
Yeah. So the patience is impressive. Just the willingness to put in the long hours, the grind, and then to go execute a 100K is very admirable. That's incredible.
Yeah.
We also had the Almond Blossom Run recently. Shout out to all those runners that competed in that local event. So good. And the Bidwell Classic, as you mentioned, is 9 days away.
Yeah.
The 50th year. Way cool. Excited to see the turnout, and just, really happy that Fleet Feet is doing their thing. And the Bidwell Classic's in its 50th year, and it's going to be neat to see the turnout and to root everybody on, and to see I'm sure is going to be some amazing performances.
Yeah, without a doubt. So if you haven't signed up yet, 5K, 10K, half marathon options, get in there, sign up as soon as possible. Sounds like there's a shakeout run that Friday before in the afternoon. So check that out. And is this the first full loop around the park race since the repave?
Oh, good point. I think it is.
Because it was paved after the Almond Bowl, or the Almond Bowl in the fall.
Oh, I don't know. That's a great question. Yeah, good. Yeah. I don't think it was.
Yeah. Okay. So second full loop race in the park.
First Bidwell Classic.
Yeah. First Bidwell Classic on real smooth pavement in years, probably. As far back as I can remember in Chico, which is like 15 or 18 years, it's nice and smooth. So So sign up, come out, have some fun. I'm looking forward to it.
You think town's got some cats locked in and ready to go?
I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, it's the thick of track season.
It is.
So maybe some of the runners who who's more specialized in cross country, who maybe don't do as much track running, maybe there'll be some of those guys out there.
Some of the people that haven't cracked that top 10 that he was mentioning.
Yeah.
That needs to get in some hard training runs.
Yeah. Come out there and embarrass all of us amateurs.
Yeah. Oh, cool. There's lots of good stuff going on.
Yeah,
locally,
without
man.
a doubt. Without a doubt.
All right, let's switch gears now and talk about today's guest and what we've got in store, because it's really, really special. We've got some themes of the show about running, recovery, identity, and service. And basically, it breaks down like this. Every once in a while, someone walks into your life whose story stops you in your tracks. Someone who forces you to rethink what resilience actually looks like. Someone who reminds you that transformation isn't a moment, it's 1,000 choices made in the dark. Today's guest is one of those people. He grew up in the middle of the war on drugs. He entered the justice system at 15 years old. He faced 25 to life. And inside those walls, on a cambered asphalt track where you could only run counterclockwise, he rebuilt himself one lap at a time. He's earned 5 degrees. He ran 25 marathons in 25 weeks. He's created programs that have changed lives. And when the governor granted him clemency, he walked out on a Friday and started college at Chico State the following Monday. Now he's an executive coach, a counselor, a consultant, a statewide leader, and one of the most powerful examples of what's possible when someone decides to run toward the life they want instead of the life they came from. This is the story of Joaquin Jordan, and I promise you, you're going to remember this one. Let's go.
Ooh, Joaquin in the house.
Man, that introduction, I was like, who is that guy? Holy smokes.
That's you, Joaquin.
That's
you, Joaquin.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's our guy. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank
We're
you.
so grateful you're here. When you listen to that, what goes through your mind?
Memories, like the one lap at a time. Like, and because for me, running was transformative. It was the sweet spot. So, yeah, it's like, it's bittersweet. Like, there's so much of prison, I hate it. And so it's weird. It's like digging through hot sand to try to get something that's really good in there. So like, even like in the remembering of that, you know, it's like, oh yeah, that sucked. But yeah, there was something awesome in there too. So yeah, and it's weird hearing my story mentioned in front of me. Like there's a little bit
Sure.
like a surrealness about it. So it's because you when you live in it, you know, you don't see it.
Yeah,
like,
you can't see it.
I can't see my ears.
The perspective's not there, right?
Yeah, it's what I did every day.
Yeah.
You know, even staff would talk about it. Like, oh, you out running again? Like, why? I was like, well, there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. Yeah, when I think about the running I did in prison, like today when I was looking for the logs and I was like looking at the mileage for the year, like some years are like close to 2,000 miles.
Wow.
And
on the same track.
Same track.
Running the same
So
loop.
I have probably about 25,000 miles on the same 500-meter asphalt track.
Wow.
One lap at a time on a camper track. The fact that I didn't come out with one leg bigger than the other, right, is like, I'm grateful for that. Because I had staff like, you better be careful.
Yeah.
You're going to shorten a leg running in that thing. So, yeah, I ran a lot. It was my hamster wheel.
Yeah. That's exactly what it sounds like.
It was my hamster wheel. Because when I was growing up, they still had animals at Kmart.
Yep.
Right? You could still buy pets at Kmart. And I used to always wonder, like, why is that mouse on that wheel? For what?
Yeah.
And then in prison, you realize, like, it's the next best thing to be in there. And I'll talk about that more. But it was, yeah. So hearing that there's a lot of gratitude, and the fact that I made it out.
Yeah.
You know, there were some days running on the track where I almost got killed. Like where, you know, gang members was like, hey, you ran too close to me. You know, and if I hadn't had friends who were still, you know, in the politics, it could have been bad for me. You know, because they were like, well, he's just running. Like, just leave him alone. It's not personal. So, like, there's all these things.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Taking things for granted, Ross.
I know.
So,
Man, it's
Things for
moving on.
granted.
This is going to be a very moving conversation.
Yeah.
And to give our listeners some context, Joaquin brought his running logs from prison into the studio.
Yeah.
And it's a pile of paperwork that is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. I asked you before we started, like, were you required to keep these logs, or was this just like a choice? And you explained it to me.
For me, and anyone, the act of writing engages all these different systems, right? But aside from like that piece, like philosophically for me, like writing every lap, right? Writing down how many I did. Like I did that. It was concrete. you know, and that couldn't be taken away from me. And there would be days where I would look back on my log, like, oh, I remember that run. You know, and if you're not a runner, it's hard to believe that you can remember like most runs.
Yep.
Like, oh yeah, I remember that day.
Yeah.
Right. And so for me, like just documenting, because I was so unlike I am now. So I really needed tangible proof that I was changing. Right? I needed to track that change, right? Because I didn't know where it was going to end. Like I had a life sentence. So I had no way to know where it was going to end because, you know, I was supposed to die in prison. So like tracking every lap, I literally got to see myself transform internally and then externally, physically, as I got faster.
Yeah.
You know, and then I could plot how I was feeling. I knew how it was like Garmin -5, right? You know, there's no body battery monitor, but I knew by looking at my workouts, like, okay, yeah, something's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and again, I kept a journal so then I could like cross-reference, like, oh, what's happening? So, but documenting those laps, like, because I did that, right? It was like the paperwork around self-actualizing, right? And self-efficacy. Like, no, I did that. Like, I ran 25 marathons in 25 weeks. Like, oh yeah, I remember that, right? Like, I did that. I have the actual paper where I came in sweaty, tired, dehydrated, underfueled, and wrote in my log, you know, what my run was. And you can see in some of the logs where some days just like it's scribbled because it was tough.
Yeah. Tired, sweat, stained,
all that. So, you know, my fuel formulas are in there. I had to figure out fuel. Right? When I started running long distances, right?
Yeah.
Like, you got to figure out fuel. So for me, like starting out, it was jelly packs. Right? But then I started sweating out to die. Right? So I was like, okay, I got to find something else. This is the best goo competitor.
Okay.
Write this down, Ross.
Tootsie Rolls smashed with sunflower seeds.
Okay.
And then pulled apart in little balls.
Yeah.
And you eat them every 3 miles.
I can see that. That's salt. That's some protein. That's some sugar.
And they fuels you enough for whatever your run is. And you can carry those things. Yeah. So like I was telling you about the table, the concrete tables.
Yeah.
Like water bottles, like plastic recycling water bottles with the little pop top are premium. Like you couldn't get those. So you had to wait till like a staff threw them away or something, right? So technically they were contraband. But I would have a bunch of them. And so I'd set 3 or 4 of them up on the bench, put my little Tootsie Roll and sunflower seed mix, and just run past the table. Just pick one up, pick up a fuel, or pick up a water bottle, run a lap, drinking. And I became so expert at like putting down a water bottle on the bench, right? So now, like, whenever I run through a water station, people are like, "You never spill anything." Like, yeah, you don't want to know where I practice.
Yeah. I got a lot.
I got a lot of practice in this transition right here. So,
That's awesome.
It's.
I think it's cool to hear you emphasize the tangibility of seeing what you're doing, because I think, you know, we can extrapolate this to a lot of different things. Anybody who's working on improving at something or improving themselves in some way, having something tangible that you can see is incredibly rewarding, right? A lot of us need that extrinsic thing that I can see, right? And so the fact that you had this tally, you know, you told us about the rubber bands and like keeping track of how you're going through that, being able to see what you're doing is so important. And, you know, I think now the closest thing that I can think of with running for me personally, and this is again, oversimplification of what you went through, and maybe it's not even an apt comparison, but like staring at my Garmin watch when I'm running, right? So that every mile I see, okay, I've clocked a mile.
No, the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? The ubiquity of that is,
Uh-huh.
it's the same.
Yeah.
Another premium item in prison was the Timex Ironman watch.
Oh, okay.
Because you couldn't, like, there was a time where you can get them, and then they stopped allowing them because they had the timer function.
Okay.
And then they let you have them again later. But so if you had one, it could get grandfathered in.
Okay.
So like when I had 3 over 18 years. And so there was a period where one broke, right? And so now I'm on a hunt in the prison economy looking for a guy who has a grandfathered Timex watch, Ironman watch that I can buy because it has a lap counter on it. So I can go back and count my lap times, right? And then even if you buy one on the underground market, it's not on your property card.
Yeah, so you're risking some big problems.
Wants to mess with you, hey, I want to itemize all your property. Like, they're going to take that. That's contraband. It's not your property. It's not on your card.
Yeah.
So they're like, there's all these things that you're trying to juggle just to count a lap.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right? But it's the same. It's like counting your mile time is wherever you are.
Yeah.
Like, even the only thing that has changed about the way that I document my run now is Garmin and Strava. And doing the Strava coda. Right? Like when you're at like 1.98, right? And like I tell people all the time, and a lot of people don't realize what it is. They see this person like running in a circle in the parking lot.
Yep.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's the coda on their run. I'm like, coda. You're like, yeah, you know when you play the piano and you're wrapping up a piece, like, yeah, that's the Strava coda. You're like trying to get that last even.
Yeah. So you know what? I think we might need to start a Strava like venting group or like a circle, like a safe place circle for us to like really let our real feelings know about how Garmin like gyps you at the end. Like, I know that this is 5 miles. I've done this run 100 times, and now it's telling me 4.98.
Yes.
I don't think so. Yes, and then you
there,
walking around your car for a minute, like,
looking crazy.
Right. If you weren't looking crazy already for running,
you just like in this little circle. People are like, "Mommy, what's that man doing?"
Yeah,
you know. So it's like,
don't worry, I'm okay over here.
I'm okay. Yes, I'm not having a stroke. I'm going to my car.
Just trying to prevent that Strava attack.
Exactly. So can we take it back to the beginning a little bit? You talked about you spent some time in prison. Can we go back before that about maybe where you grew up and kind of what led to that incarceration?
Sure. So I grew up in Los Angeles, single, only child of a single mom. My mom had me when she was 16. Our joke is we raised each other. So she's my best friend, has been since I can remember. So I was a really good athlete, ferocious reader, good student, but I was bullied horribly, right? So my mom got a really good job and we moved to a different part of Los Angeles that was supposed to be better than where we were, but there was this guy who was like the devil incarnate, like super bad guy. He ended up killing one of my friends, somebody else. So it really impacted my self-esteem, right? Like I always thought I was less than because this guy really just like beat it out of me. But I always felt whole when I was playing sports. So I was always an athlete. Around 15, the crack epidemic, crack just showed up in my neighborhood, right? When people talk about like the transportation of drugs and how they show up in communities, like I remember, like have you ever seen Snowfall, that show that's on, I think Hulu or something, that talks about the war on drugs, the crack trade. Crack like literally just showed up in my neighborhood one day, right? And the bully was a guy that introduced me to selling it because I was at his house. And he had in a candy dish, and we were like, "Hey, what's that?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's rock. You can sell that and make money, right?" And so being a 15-year-old kid, I'm in the thralls of being surrounded by toxic masculinity, the objectification of people, in particular women and girls. And so for me, I was like, oh, well, if I have money, I can get a girlfriend. If I get a girlfriend, I'll be a man. And so there was a part of me that was driven. The motivation behind that was like really trying to like find myself as a teenager, my masculine identity, right? Through this economic opportunity, what I thought. But I was not a good crack dealer, right? I was a horrible crack salesman. I was not built for crime. And so, like, a whole bunch of stuff happened. Things are like another podcast. But I ended up spending 7 years in the juvenile system. And so part of that, what I tell people is like, oh man, the system was broken. Well, you have to remember in 1985, what we knew about adolescent brains was nothing.
Nothing.
What we knew about the impact of psychomotor stimulants on the adolescent brain was even less.
Yeah.
And so I would just want like placement, camp, and then eventually the youth authority, because they thought that treating my addiction through incarceration was going to fix me, and it didn't.
Yeah.
And those old recovery models just did not fit like what was happening with like cocaine and adolescence and like all these things. And so I basically just like lived this one long relapse from 15 until 24 when I entered state prison. And what I tell people also, which is really amazing, is I actually only used drugs for 7 months. Like when I count the days, it was like 210 days of drug use. But I ended up spending 31 years in incarceration as a result of me pursuing my addiction through crime.
Yeah.
But that made it a lot easier for me to recover when I finally like entered into like a real recovery and this change.
Yeah.
And running was like the cornerstone of that. So I spent these formative years basically just in and out of youth correctional facilities. Because I'd come home for 2 weeks, relapse, go back for a year, 2 years.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. And I come from teaching. I taught high school for a while, and you know, I saw this even in my short experience. But like, too often, kids get put into a corner, right? Or they're labeled in some way, and no matter what they do to get out of that label, it's really hard because the system is set up to when you've been given this label, it's incredibly hard to get out of that label.
Yeah, labeling theory is a thing.
Yeah.
Right. I had my PE coach. I'm not going to say his name because he's probably still alive. Told me as a 13-year-old, and this is before I ever thought about like committing a crime. But because I was like, I always talked and joked around, told me like, you know, you're going to end up in prison one day. Like, who tells that to a 13-year-old?
Right.
Right. Just because you can't manage my like activity.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm a little more talkative and I'm always playing with my friends.
And I bet he never made an attempt to build a relationship with you to understand you and what you were doing and to see that this energy is coming from, I just have a lot of energy.
Right.
It's coming from a good place.
Yeah. And he was not, because I wasn't that good of an athlete for basketball. Mm-hmm. Like he was like the primary PE instructor, but he coached our basketball team. And I never was a really good basketball player compared to other kids in Los Angeles.
Sure.
I'm a pretty good basketball player, but compared to like the other kid, I'm like, I suck.
Yeah, sure.
And so, yeah, it was, but LA in the 80s and the 70s was amazing, right? Like I had a really good childhood.
Yeah.
Up until I fell into addiction.
Yeah.
So
it's
really
intense. And I mean, you know, we appreciate you being so open and sharing these stories because obviously it's led to this incredible change. So, you know, you said you faced a life sentence. Do you mind sharing some about that?
Oh, yeah. I committed probably over 30 robberies.
Wow.
And so they struck me out. I was a 3-striker. And so I had 25 to life. And I worked hard for that life sentence, right? And so there's this weird paradox of like neoliberal views around accountability in the criminal justice system where you have to accept complete and total accountability for everything despite context, right? So even when I say I worked really hard to get to prison, that doesn't discount like the trans-contextual issues that cut across that. But yeah, so, you know, served 24 years and I tell people, like, I was afraid every day. Every day. There was not a day in my incarceration where I was not afraid, like literally terrified. But you learn to disassociate through that. And so at some point for me, running became the ultimate form of disassociation, but also dream creation, right? And there were so many lessons I learned about myself, about other people, physics, science. Like, they're just, running became this hub for so much learning and growth in my life. But so, yeah, it was transformative.
Yeah.
You mentioned when we were catching up a week ago about Runner's World.
Oh,
and
all
that
right.
magazine.
So you see these logs are 1 year, I think it was like 2010. Runner's World gave a running log with like the beginning of the year. Like December, you got a running log for the next year. And so I would read Runner's World, and in every issue there's a fave run, right? Where like there's this shot of somebody running in some like picturesque place. And so in prison, in your cell, there's like this taped yellow square where you can post stuff, or you can post it under the bunk. And so I would put all of these fave run pictures on my wall, on my bunk, or keep them in a book. I had like a binder, I would keep them in there. And like that was, Runner's World was like my Sears catalog for Christmas, shoes I would never get, fuel that I would never taste, watches that I would never own. Like, so there was like that piece, but then there was like so many inspirational stories in there that just like challenged me to live outside of my circumstance. So Runner's World, like there was a point in my life, man, I need to be able to tell the editor of Runner's World how much they changed my life. Runner's World was like the window into the outside world for running. And so I would take those pictures and I would ask staff, and teachers for magazines, and I would just like pour through I'd see a running location in Runner's World, and I just do all the research I could around that location. And then I would create this scenario and simulation in my head. And so when I got on the track, I'd be running in that place. Wow. So I had like 50 fully formed lives in my head that I could just step into every time I got on the track. Yeah. I put my sunglasses on, put my earphones in. This is when earphones were like covering your ear.
Yeah, right. Like these ones.
Yes. And a radio, because you either had like a transistor radio or a CD player. Okay. And so you couldn't run with a CD player.
That they're skipping it. I don't care how many like skip protections. Yeah, like it's a thing. Like no, it didn't work. It was a joke.
So I would have this like, and every appliance in prison is clear. So I'd have like this little clear transistor radio that invariably became sweat stained and rusted. So like I'd have this claw. My hand was like a claw. Or I'd figure out how to pin it to my shorts and run. And so I step out there and just step into a simulation and run for hours. Yeah. Hours. So, and it was enough to burn off the exhaust of prison.
Yeah, and it was probably the best part of every day that you were out there.
Oh, absolutely. Every day I got off work, because I facilitated probably 10 groups a week.
Okay.
So I get off work at 3 and run for an hour to yard recall, run into the building, shower, and most times I would be out counted, which means I didn't have to count in my cell at that 4 o'clock count. I'd be in like the education department running a group. So like that was just my everyday. Come back from my assignment, go run, shower, and then run groups from like 4 till 10. And on the weekends, just run all morning. Yeah. Saturday, Sunday, get up and just have my laundry bag, this mesh bag, looking like a unhoused person with all my stuff, and set it up on the table and just start running.
Didn't matter the weather, didn't matter the conditions.
I was a beast.
Yeah.
I was staff. Some staff would get mad.
Because they didn't want to have to be out there.
They didn't want to have to be out there, right? So like if it was a rainstorm, like usually there's nobody outside. So yard staff could hang out somewhere else. And they were like,
not when Joaquin's around.
Like, God damn it, Jordan. Take it back to that. No one else is out here. Murderous heat, right? I didn't care. Like, I'm running. Like, this is and this is what I wanted to be known for.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I was. I was a runner who just happened to be in prison.
Yeah.
I wasn't a prisoner who was running.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was very, very, very transformative. Yeah. And yeah, I can't even, I'm a proselytizer about running.
Yeah.
Like evangelical. Like
we love that around here. So are we.
I will get on a crate and tell you about the redemptive powers of this practice. And so, yeah.
Well, I love thinking about this from the perspective of, I think a lot of endurance athletes or people who run perhaps start out running from something or to escape something, but somewhere along the way, you start running towards something.
Yes. That was high order stuff, right? Like when I started, it was so I could stop drinking in prison.
It was a survival thing.
Right.
Okay.
And because I realized like I couldn't, the life that I was living, I was going to die. I was going to be murdered or any something bad was going to happen. So I knew that my life had to change. I had she's now my clinical supervisor, but she was working as a teacher, working on her doctorate in psychology, and she was interviewing for her teacher's assistant's job. And she asked me, she goes, "Hey, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?" And I said, "Well, when I get out of prison," she's like, "Oh no, let me stop you." She goes, "You have a life sentence. You might die here. Like, what are you going to do with the life you're living right now?" I was offended. I was like, "Who's this little white lady confronting me with the finality of my prison term?" Mm-hmm. Right? And so, like, I stormed out of there as best as you can in prison.
Yeah.
Which is, I stormed to the door, waited for the cop to open the door. Then I stormed down the hallway to the strip out table, waited to be stripped out. Then I stormed out of there to the housing unit, waited to be left in. Finally made it to my cell, sat down, and I was like, I don't know. No one's ever asked me that question. So I went back the next day. It's like, I don't know. See, that's an answer. We'll figure it out. And that literally, it was October 15th, 2005. That was the day that my life changed. When I walked back into that classroom and said, I don't know. She hired me. I started like doing groups with her because she ran groups in our voc class, which led me to start doing groups, participating in groups on the yard. Got into college, started like leading and facilitating groups. And then I forgot how I got the book, how I got the runners. No, my mom sent it to me and they were talking about charity runs. And so we started this run for rehabilitation that we did every year on Father's Day. Mm-hmm. And it still runs in the prison, right? And in the prison I was in. And so that was like the cornerstone activity. And no cops wanted anything to do with it, right? And there was this 1 yard cop. Her name's Stacy Pettis. I'll never forget her. And she says, "Yeah, I'm out here anyway. I'll supervise," me and some of the other my partners. And because she said she would do that, and nothing happened. So for like 15 years, we never had an incident on a Sunday where we were doing this charity run. Mm-hmm. And it became a staple. It started on 1 yard where I was at, and finally, like every yard in the prison was doing this on Father's Day. Wow. We raised money for Special Olympics, various charities. But like that was where, like for me, service through running became like this thing.
Yeah.
So it was, it was powerful.
So how old were you at that point in 2005 when you had that like realization, like, shit, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's time to
35.
35. Okay.
35.
Yeah.
And running was the replacement for everything else. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny. It just became this tornado. There was a point where probably maybe 2011. I'd probably send a log. Where the finality of my prison term was weighing on me, right? Like I wasn't drinking anymore. I hadn't drank since 2005. I hadn't done drugs in over 11 years since I've been arrested. And like I wanted to take my life. We had a cluster of suicides. We had like 7 suicides on 2 yards. And, you know, staff's running around, oh, why are they doing this? But like if you're serving a life term, death is an easy way out.
Yeah.
Right? So like we got it. Every time someone committed suicide, we'd be like, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
And so I negotiated this internal deal, which was if at any point we had a lockdown and I didn't get to run, I was going to kill myself. All right, that was the deal I made. I had worked it out. I was okay with it. I had termed it. I was going to transition, right? So it became palpable for me. And there's never a time in prison where there's not a modified program or a lockdown. For 30 days, the yard opened up every day on time and never went down, right? So I was like, oh, what am I going to do now? Right? And I had a really good clinician at that time. And I was thinking about it. And what I came to, like, after I realized, okay, well, the yard's not going to go down. The universe is not participating in this shenanigan that I'm trying to pull. Like, my victims didn't get a day off. And me killing myself would be the same as me going back to using drugs. It was just a cheap escape, right? And so I just decided to do the rest of my time because my victims were still doing their time. And running became the way for me to even integrate that experience even more because there were so many days I was so sad, like just so tired of being in fucking prison.
Yeah.
But running always made it different. I may not have been better, right? It may not have been a horrible day better, but it made it different. It was survivable. I was tired after those runs, and all I can do was go to bed.
Yeah.
And get up and do it again.
Well, and with so much time to probably be alone and think and, you know, go to those dark places where like you've got yourself convinced that death is the way out. Like this is 100% acceptable. You're okay with it. To be able to have that little bit of difference, it
was a game changer.
Absolute game changer.
Incremental change, right? Has like significant impact like downstream.
Yeah.
And so it was powerful.
Wow.
I want to talk a little bit about the cambered asphalt track.
Sucks.
Because, I mean, I think we need to understand perhaps the facility journey here. You were in multiple prisons, right?
Right.
Which ones were you in?
High Desert, CMC, North Kern, Delano, New Delano, and then I ended at Mule Creek.
Is that the one in Amador County?
Yeah, in Ione.
Yeah. My family's from that area. Yeah. I know that area very well. Yeah.
I visit there a lot now. I still go back to that prison for work. So
my grandfather worked for the CYA up there for a long time.
Preston.
Yeah, at Preston.
The Preston Castle.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And that golf course right across the way. Yeah, been there lots of times.
I know the name was something Oaks.
Castle Oaks.
Castle Oaks, yes.
Yeah. Yes. Wow, what a small world.
Which of those prisons had the cambered asphalt?
Mule Creek.
Mule Creek, okay.
Facility C.
And how long did you spend there?
15 years.
15 years.
And that's, correct me if I'm wrong, minimum security?
No, maximum security.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
They
man.
have a minimum yard,
Okay.
but it was like maximum security prison.
Okay.
And had you discovered or been running before you got to that?
I had run, but not to that degree.
Okay, so it all changed in Mule Creek.
Yeah, like at Mule Creek, I became a long distance runner.
Okay.
Like before, I would run for recreation or exercise.
Yeah.
Right?
Was that about 2005-ish?
Yeah, 2006. Like the first log starts 2006.
Okay.
And yeah, I lost my mind running. Like I just felt it was way better than drugs, way better than alcohol.
It's a different kind of hangover. It's a good kind of hangover where you feel great about what you just did.
Now, when I feel that way, like post run, every prison post run, long run, like had the same feeling to it, which I now know is because of poor fueling.
Yeah. Yeah. You feel awful because you weren't fueled.
Yes, and so it's like now when I feel that way, I'm like, oh, you should have took that goo with you, right?
That Tootsie Roll Pop and those sunflower seeds.
Right? And even when I first came home, I really hadn't like leaned into goo, so I was eating Red Hots, hot tamales. Right? I did the SOB on hot tamales.
Oh my God.
Ran out of goo and I had some hot tamales in my hydration vest. I don't know from when.
Break in case of emergency.
Yeah. It was like,
That's so
how
good.
old are these things? I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does not matter. And my watch died and my music died. Yeah, so that's where I spent most of the time, was there.
Okay. And the track there is cambered asphalt.
Yes.
And there was a counterclockwise rule.
Right.
Tell us about the counterclockwise rule.
If you're running clockwise in prison, you're either running to stab somebody or you're running from somebody. So that's why they have controlled movement. You can move one direction at all times. Wow. And if you're moving in another direction, there's something else going on.
So you're basically, in harm's way, or, there's a risk there if you're running the wrong way. And, not to mention you're going to get in trouble.
The one write-up I ever got in prison was for running on the track in the wrong way.
Was it the first day? Because you didn't know?
I was actually going to the library.
Okay.
Oh.
And, you like library's premium space, right? And so my building got released late. So I cut across the yard and got to the top of the track. And I'm running to the library and the cop in the tower, yard down. Like, what the fuck? Like, yard down.
Yeah.
And like the yard cops are like, what's happening? That guy right there is running in the wrong direction. He gave me a ride up. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is prison.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to the library. Yeah. So
there's no just going to the library.
Yeah. So not that special.
Darn.
Yeah. So, let's jump into this camber track more like Ross was saying. So when you say that, I'm thinking, and this is dumb, like a NASCAR track.
Yes. No, you're absolutely right.
Is it like...
Yes.
It's like that severe,
yes.
like the angle, okay.
And the reason why it's that severe, because the safest place to run on the track is in the immediate... right off of the yard.
Okay, it's like the lowest area.
The lowest area, right? And so because everything else, people are walking, hanging out. And so there was like this informal rule that first lane was for running.
Okay.
And later on, they literally painted a lane for like a bike lane. But that was the informal running lane.
Yeah.
And I learned so much running on that track about people and myself. And so for a long time, I would yell, track, on your left, on your right. And then I realized, why am I yelling, right? Why am I getting upset when people don't move? Mm-hmm. And so the lesson I learned was I'm responsible for a response that I can use, whether the person is just indifferent, unaware, or just being rigid. Yeah. Because no matter what their motive is, all I have to do is just step to the side. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that was a tipping point moment, because it was a lesson I learned in track that I applied and generalized for the rest of my life, even outside. Like, why? I don't need a custom response for you. Mm-hmm. I don't need to know why you're doing this. Mm-hmm. I just need to make the move for me that's going to keep me out of trouble and keep me moving forward.
Can't control what other people do, but you can always control the way that you respond to other people.
Yeah. And I learned that on that track. Yeah. I didn't learn that in a group. I didn't learn that in a book. Yeah. Right? It was like this organic, teachable moment that the universe downloaded into me. And for the next 10 years running on a track, I stopped yelling track. Yeah. Unless it was like, the guy was like literally going to run into me. But other than that, I just run around you. Yep. Just flow.
Yeah.
Run around. Just keep going.
Did you ever bump into somebody?
There are a few people. Yeah, some Mexican gangsters. They were upset.
Oh, that's
like,
not
and
good.
I brushed one, right? And I was sweaty.
Oh, yeah.
And he was mad, right? Like, and he was waiting for them, like, till I got done running.
Shit.
But a guy that I did a lot of groups with, ex-Mexican Mafia guy, had a lot of clout on the yard, and he's like, man, that dude just runs, man. Like, that is not even worth it. That's not where you're gonna make your fucking reputation. Not with that dude.
Yeah.
So,
And it goes back too, right, to life sentences and what do you have to lose what does he have to lose in a situation like that? Getting mad at you, like if he comes after you,
and
what
I
does
was
it
a
change?
lifer.
Yeah.
But at that point, for me, like, I had already disavowed all violence.
Yeah.
Like, violence is stupid. Violence in prison is even worse.
Yeah.
But
Because it's not going to get you any less time or make your situation any better,
no,
right?
I've literally seen people shot, sprayed, struck with clubs, and whatever the issue was, didn't make it better.
Yeah.
It did not solve the issue. So, yeah, for me, like, that lesson, and just, it was a way, again, like, moving into that identity, it was so visible, you know? So, like, that's, like, I was the guy that did groups and ran. And he works for the cops because he's their clerk, but all he does is run and do groups, right? So, like, that's all I did. So it kept me, there was some safety in that because I was a known quantity.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I didn't do drugs, I didn't drink, I didn't deal in any of the contraband markets, other than Timex watch, maybe trying to get a contraband water bottle. But yeah, so yeah, people left me alone, so I was happy.
What do you, when you say you did groups, what does that mean?
I was secretary and chairman of NA, so I served in, like, mutual support, mutual aid groups like AA and NA, but I facilitated, like, victims awareness groups, CBT groups, substance abuse education groups, treatment groups. I facilitated those groups. So that's what I did from, like, 4 o'clock until yard recall, which is like maybe 9:30 or 10, every day. That's all I did. And sometimes on the weekends if we were having something special going on.
So how does something like that start in prison? Like, did you just one day say, you know what, I'm going to try and make a difference and I'm going to lead some groups?
Yes, that's exactly how it starts. Like, well, back then, before we had, like, Division of Rehabilitative Programming, this is before Department of Corrections, before it was California Department of Corrections Rehabilitation, it was just CDC, California Department of Corrections.
That's CDCR.
Right? Yeah, they didn't have the R. And I was in prison when they put the R on and then immediately removed every program out of prison because of budget.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so, like, we literally would just start running groups. We would run groups on the yard. So, yeah. And so that's what I did. I was the group guy. I created groups, facilitated groups. That's what eventually, like, helped me earn a commutation.
Yeah.
So
Good for you. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, it's impressive.
Yeah.
started a running club called Conviction, like, pun intended.
Yeah. Obviously.
Because Runner's World had an article about the running club in San Quentin. So I was like, well, shit, we need to make one here.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
You got the time.
Got
and,
the time.
and you
Literally,
have,
I have the time.
You have the time, and it's of interest to you, and you already knew what the benefits were from running because you were literally living the benefits and modeling that. So with the run club, for example, like, was that at Mule Creek then? Obviously that was at Mule Creek. What did that look like?
It was, so we had a coach, Coach Scholl. He was awesome. Like, he was all things sport. He still coaches out here somewhere. But he was a coach for all the yards. And so in my position as a clerk, I became the record keeper. So guys,
you're good at that.
Yeah, guys would turn in their logs, and I'd enter them into our computer, like an Excel sheet.
Yeah.
And keep track of all that. But yeah, it was, I feel like that piece, like, people always run in prison, but I felt like I helped formalize running as a recreational activity that anybody could do.
And I think it goes back to that tangibility that you mentioned early on tonight, is like having this tangible group with this schedule, with a plan, with a coach, that tangibility piece and accountability, right? Because that's one of the best parts of a running group or your logs, right? Is that accountability that I'm doing something and I need to fill out this log, or I need to check in with the run group, or I need to check in with my support group or my NA group, whatever that is. It's that accountability piece. And that seems to kind of be a common thread through a lot of what you did while you were incarcerated, and we'll get to what you're doing now, because I think that accountability piece probably carries through to that as well.
Yeah, it was like, I remember the first marathon I ever ran in prison. It took me 5 hours. 3 hours in, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? No one fucking cares.
I think a lot of people have that experience.
But I didn't know that.
Yeah, because how could you?
I didn't know that, right?
How could you know that?
I'm on this track, and no one cares.
Grinding.
No one cares. I could stop right now. No one cares.
Yeah.
Right.
But there was a part of me was like, no, I care.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I've been a fucking quitter my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm going to finish this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tearing up just thinking about it. Like, and I remember, like I'm going to fucking do this because this matters to me. Yeah. And when I finished, it felt like it was the first thing I had ever done in my entire life.
Yo, let's go.
Right? Yeah. Like, you cannot put the cork back in that fucking bottle. It was in that moment I realized I can do anything as long as I have enough time and attention. Like, that's what running taught me. Like, anything is possible. All I need is time and attention and effort. I can do anything. That 1 5 hour and 40 minute freaking marathon taught me that I could recover. Because then I was like, oh, I can get off. Like, never go back to drugs. It taught me that I could change internally. Like, I don't have to be a criminal anymore. Mm-hmm.
It changes the label.
The identity, but also the sense of self-efficacy. Because now...
That's what we're all searching for, ultimately.
Right. There's nothing that is off the table.
Yeah.
Nothing. Anything is possible. In real terms, running got me out of prison. Mm-hmm. Right? Through the power of running, like, I literally got out of prison. So I tell people all the time, like, people are like, hey, how are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm living my dream.
Yeah.
Right? And they're like, wait, what? What do you mean? I'm like, oh, I'm living a dream, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and not just in the sarcastic, easy way of responding to somebody. You're literally doing it. I'm living a
dream. Like, I shouldn't even be out of prison. Right? Yeah. Like, my entire life is icing. All I'm doing is running my finger through the top layer of that sheet cake.
Yeah.
Right? That every day. Yeah. And because it was, man, running is so amazing. It makes you feel so many different ways. But that sense of muchness, and this is what I would tell people. There's this scene in Alice in Wonderland, and Johnny Depp is talking to Alice. Alice is fresh back in Wonderland, right? Mm-hmm. After she went back. And she's like, Hatter, don't you know me? Right? He's like, you missing your muchness. Yeah. You're not quite the Alice I knew.
Yeah.
Running gave me muchness. Mm-hmm. Right? Running gave me the ability to do freaking anything. And so I'll tell people, like, I believe in a tooth fairy, Yeti, Sasquatch. Yeah. Because the fact that I'm out here, like, because of, like, anything is possible.
Yeah. There's no reason that they couldn't be real.
Why not?
Yeah.
Right? Why are you dreaming on a budget?
Yeah.
Right? Like, people dream all the time, but, I don't want to dream too big. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Dream the biggest dream possible. Yeah. Right? Because if you get anywhere near it, it's going to be amazing. Right? Like, I don't want to ask for too much. It's a dream.
Yeah.
Ask for it.
Yeah.
Right?
You know, and on a very, like, similar wavelength, I think that Ross and I can probably relate to this idea of running giving you a purpose and reinforcing that you can do things.
Because I know it's hard.
It's because it's hard. And I know I've only been running 10 years, not even 10 years. Ross is 3 years
3 years into this,
right? And it's this whole idea that, I came to running because I needed something to show me that I was still capable of setting a goal and reaching it, right? And when you reach that goal, like you run in that marathon and just being so emotionally overwhelmed and maybe not overwhelmed, but like emotionally renewed, right? And that's exactly what running does for me a lot of the time. It just shows me, and not to make it about me, because now it's getting kind of weird, making it about me, because this is your story, but I feel that same way about running. I think that's very relatable for a lot of people who run. Is like, it's a finish line, right? It's an actual finish line. And I've got to this finish line, so what's the next finish line?
But it is about you, and it is about me, and it is about Russ, right? These desperate lives. But we can say one thing about running, and our nervous systems will go, right? Like, no matter who you are, right? Even so, when I came to Chico, Tina Nicholson was still coaching. And her and Shauna hated the fact that I would never talk, right?
So can we pause for 1 second? I'm gonna say it. We were in a couple run groups, and I was scared shitless to say anything to you because that, like, you didn't talk, like. And I get it. I totally get it, right? That was your time to lock into what you were doing, and I get it. But I was like, I don't want to even I don't know what to say to Joaquin. Like, I don't want to disrupt his zone and the workout that he's in.
It's still like 8 years in, right? Like, and Shauna gives zero fucks. I don't know if I'm cursing this.
You're fine.
It just offends my mom, but don't worry about that.
Joaquin, this is your dream.
Shauna is not going for it.
Yeah.
She take that earbud out your ear and talk to me.
Yeah,
right?
She will.
She is not playing. That's good. Tina, we did a long run out to Durham once, and she was riding a bike. She wrote the entire run and talked to me the entire time. And at the end, I was like, I know what you did. She's like, what are you talking about? Like, you made me talk the entire run. Right? I don't like you. Right? But I love her. She's awesome. I love her and her husband. They're awesome. But because running for me in prison was my fortress of solitude.
Sure.
Right? When I went in, I was not in prison. And so I'm trying, it is effortful. I'm trying to talk more. There are many days where I'm on the trail group and all I can do is keep up with the grandmothers who are talking about their kids and daycare and all the stuff, running at near a 9-minute pace on Annie's Trail. And I'm like, yeah, there's no room for talking here anyway. But yes, Fleet Feet has, like, it was the first family I had in Chico. Right? Like, I was married when I got here, got divorced quickly after that. And it has been the one constant in my life in Chico. It has been Fleet Feet. Paul, Shauna, like, it has been.
They are pretty awesome.
They are quality people. The best.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they're not good people. They're quality people.
Yeah.
And Shauna in particular, because she's like this rod of iron encased in velvet, right? It feels soft.
Yeah.
Right? Until it whacks you. You're like, wait, that's what's in there, right?
Yeah. She's tough.
Yeah. So she is like, she has never, ever, ever had any qualms about pushing back on me not talking or having both earbuds in. And even now, right, I feel like I'm in third grade. Like, if she's coaching, like, I'm like this.
Yeah.
Trying to get it in.
Yeah.
Right?
Wait till you get like 100 feet out and then like, okay, coast is clear. Coast is clear.
And then it doesn't work because inevitably she'll end up either running behind me and she'll call my name, right? And I won't hear her. And then at the end of the run, she goes, I was talking to you and you just ignored me. And then I'm like, well, I wasn't ignoring. Oh, I was like, oh. Yeah. Yeah, I have my earphones in. You couldn't hear me. Yeah. So, yeah. Her and Sarah, they're like, Yeah, I love Fleet Feet. Love Fleet Feet. I need a support group now for Fleet Feet though.
We could start a Fleet Feet, Garmin, Strava support group.
Yes, Viore.
Yeah, yes, all of it. Yeah, maybe Viore could sponsor it. I don't know. We could get club shirts.
Yeah.
Love it.
Maybe get some Brooks out of it. Who knows?
I think we should take a first break just so we make sure we've got this file locked and loaded.
Yeah.
And then get going on the next
Let's do it.
segment. So, as usual, our breaks are brought to you by Dan the Man. And this one's about fuel for the finish line. I figure it's appropriate considering Joaquin's concoction. You know, the break's brought to you by fuel because every runner knows you can't finish strong without it.
Whether it's carbs, electrolytes, or even Tootsie Roll with sunflower seeds. Shout out to Joaquin sharing his secrets. Fueling matters.
And here's the thing, your financial future needs fuel too. You can't expect to reach your goals if you're running on empty.
That's where our friend Dan Malden comes in. He's not just a runner with BRC, he's someone who helps you fuel your bank account.
Think of him as your financial nutritionist, making sure your 401k retirement plan and investments have the energy to go the distance.
Because just like a marathon, financial success isn't about one sprint, it's about steady fueling all the way to the finish line.
So if you're ready to fuel your future, give Dan a call at 530-500-2782. That's 530-500-2782. I hope Dan's getting a call or two from these.
too.
Because they're fun to put together and write up. And
I think, too, we should mention Dan and Jen are both involved in coaching, I think, a youth or high school mountain biking team, which is super cool. So shout out to the Maldens, always helping the community and doing good stuff and making sure that you can retire someday.
That's true. And running again. Shout out to Dan for
know.
getting out there and get some miles.
So good to see him. Dan, stay healthy and keep running with us.
Awesome. All right, this is cool. Joaquin is cycling through some of his paperwork.
We got to get a picture of all those, if it's okay, Joaquin, and post them on the IG so that people can see exactly what this is. Because there's this is really, really cool stuff.
It is so cool. And just an element to the story that's so fascinating and so incredibly inspiring and moving is that you were moving big time. 25 marathons in 25 weeks. You mentioned this a little earlier on the show. It was inspired by a coach, you said just a second ago. How did this idea come about, Joaquin?
So 2011, I had did probably 1,600 miles just on that prison track, right?
Yeah.
1,600 miles on that hamster wheel. And Runner's World had an article on that coach. He was running either a marathon a day or a marathon a week for raising money for charity.
That's Dean Karnassus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was by that, I'm 6 years into my long distance running journey, right? And I'm a beast. I feel like I'm 32. No, I was 42. Was I 42? Yeah, I was 42.
This is hitting close to home now.
Yeah.
Going on 22.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, all right, I'm going to do it till I can't do it no more. And first week of January, did my normal mileage through the week. That Sunday, ran one. What was my time? It was 3:40 something.
Damn.
And I was like, all right, that was okay. And so I was looking to see what recovery was like the next week. And it was good. So I was like, all right, I'm ready for Sunday. Sunday, did it again, right? And after the fourth one, I realized physically I can do a marathon. Right? That was probably my 10th altogether. But the 4 weeks, I was like, oh. I got this, right? Because what I realized was the marathon is the last 6 miles. And as long as I was fueled, I was fine. But the most important thing I learned was, although I physically knew I could run a marathon every week, it still required me to check in mentally.
Yeah.
Right? It still required mental effort. So that was this profound download. I still got to be paying attention.
Lock in.
Gotta be locked, because if not, because I don't care. Every time I ran one, mile 18, fuck this. What am I doing? This is stupid. I've already
I could quit anytime.
Right, I
Like,
quit
you
anytime. So like 10 marathons in 10 weeks, still having the same conversation at mile 18. What are you doing? This is ridiculous, right? Like, why are you out here? You've already ran X amount so far.
Yeah.
But until like the 25th, which was I did not stretch enough, and my ITV band, yeah, it was bad. And so, and when I say stretching, there's a segue to the story. I developed a really robust yoga practice. So after every run, I would do yoga. I go out and do sun salutations.
I see you doing yoga on Strava.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so people didn't do yoga in prison then. Right? That was some weird shit.
Yeah. And now if you're not doing it, it's weird,
Right.
which I guess that makes us weird. I mean, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So
we
but
should
just
be doing it.
Just imagine maximum security prison yard.
Yeah.
Right? I'm on a yard with 4 of the 6 California freeway spree killers.
Yeah, gangsters too. I mean,
These were like 4 little men who had been killing in the 60s and 70s, and the only reason why they weren't killing anymore because they were in prison. But this is a maximum security yard, and I'm out there with
people.
this. I didn't have a yoga mat. I had a prayer rug, a Muslim prayer rug, because that was like the closest thing I could get. And I'm out there doing yoga, and guys are like, "Hey, bro, what the fuck you doing?"
Yeah.
Right? That's some weird shit you doing, bro.
Yeah.
Like my buddy's like, "Man, hey,
This might get you in some trouble.
we know you run, bro, but like, what are you doing?" And so I always made my own running shorts, right? Because the only shorts you can get were like these board shorts that they sold, right? These like super thin board shorts. And so in prison, I came up with this mantra, right? Because guys would tease me, "Oh, look at you with your John Stocktons," right? And I was like, I'd rather be mocked than chafed,
short shorts.
right? Because like chafing in prison is horrible.
Yeah. Chafing
Anywhere
anywhere
is bad.
is
but just
awful.
imagine
Yeah.
in prison, like
But you don't have like the medicine.
None of that,
like
right?
none of the
No nut
ointments,
butter waiting for
no
you.
nut
Yeah.
butter,
Yeah.
no diaper rash
Yeah.
cream, like nothing. So in order to not be chafed, I had to create my own shorts.
Yeah.
Right? And they were short. Right?
They had to be.
They had to be, but I was like, and so that also, so when you look at like all the intersections of all these things, I had to counter that toxic belief about what a man wears.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Because now at this point, it's function over form.
Totally.
Right? Like, okay, well, you'll just have to call me whatever you call me pejorative, because I don't want to be chafed. Because that's like a week of suffering.
Yeah.
You calling me a name, I'll get over that. Right?
Well, and talk about a full circle moment going back to being 15 in LA
And being
with
bullied
the
and
bully,
teased,
right?
So it's like working on all these deep core
good point.
issues,
And
right?
now you've got the skills, or you're developing the skills to be able to deal with that in a positive way, or not necessarily a positive way, but like a productive way.
and it still hurt early on, but not as much chafing.
Yeah. True.
No, literally, but that's what it came down to,
Yeah.
right?
No, that
Like,
makes so much sense.
when you're doing the math, it's like, man, I hate this dude's calling me all these fucking names.
Yeah.
Fuck this dude.
Yeah.
But, ooh, my inner thighs,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
it chafed,
yeah,
like,
yeah. This chafing.
look like, whatever, Pookie, keep calling me, whatever, right? My inner thighs are more precious, right, than my fragile ego at this point, right? So, yes, I'm blushing in this dark hue right now because you're talking about me, but my inner thighs are protected.
Were you doing yoga in those short shorts?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, like at that point I gave 0 F's.
Yeah.
Like I'm leaning into
Yeah.
self-care wasn't even a word
Yeah.
yet, right? Self-care hadn't even become prominent,
Yeah.
right?
It's so good.
So, but by the time I left, everyone's doing yoga, right?
Well, because
You're a trendsetter, Joaquin. You're a trendsetter.
Run clubs,
Yoga.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it was, but yeah, so I didn't do a full session of yoga after the 25th marathon. And I went out Tuesday for my first run, got like 2 laps in, and I felt it twing. I was like, oh. And I was down for like 4 weeks after that.
Oh, and that was the end of the streak.
That was the end of the streak.
Man.
The IT band?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It still gives me problems. Like I had it rolled out last week, and I thought they were punishing me.
Yeah.
Like I asked her afterwards, I'm like, "Are you mad at me?"
Yeah. IT bands are rough.
She's like, "What are you talking about?" I was like you hurt me. That hurt. She goes, "Oh, yeah, I told you it was gonna hurt."
Yeah.
I was like, "But I didn't know it was gonna hurt that bad." She's like, "Oh yeah." Like it was bad.
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, you can't stretch this. It has to be rolled."
Yeah, I deal with some IT band discomfort. My wife is a physical therapist, and she's always like, get on the foam roller. And it's like, it brings a grown man to tears, right? Like, what is this awful pain? How can it hurt this bad?
Friday, there was a little pool of water on the pillow.
Yeah. Because you spilled your water bottle. I get it.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I told her I cried. I cried. I was like, you hurt me. I was crying. She goes, I asked you if it was too much pressure. I was like, no, I knew I had to suffer.
Yeah, no, I needed this.
I knew this was going to be better.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, she made me cry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
The
it was
IT band
bad.
is rough.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And you did those 25 marathons in 25 weeks on this cambered asphalt, and the IT band gets you. I'm interested about your cadence. Is there, if you're running on a track that's slanted, have you noticed a difference in your running cadence?
So in that camber, there is a hollow,
Okay.
and I learned to run it. It's like running a ridge.
Just find the sweet spot.
Yeah, and it taught me how, for foot placement, it taught me about turnover. Like if you watch me run, and I didn't know this till someone told me. They're like, bro, your head does not move when you run. Like, because there's no oscillation.
Yeah.
Because I just learned to just like quick turnover, just to run right in that groove.
Fascinating.
And so, yeah, it was, they're like physics,
Yeah.
right? Like
Science, man.
it's science.
It's like magic, but it's real.
It's real, and it's transacting,
real.
and
Yeah.
you don't even know it's happening
Yeah.
because it's like all this stuff where you're just trying to figure out, okay, what's the best line so I don't have to lean too much, and then after thousands of laps, you find the perfect line on it. So I had the perfect line on this track.
Wouldn't you love to be able to see like a heat map of Joaquin's track he ran and just see how worn out that one specific lane is?
Good call.
I mean, like what a trip that
What a
would
trip.
be, right? Like, is it like a groove worn? You know, like a golfer when they hit the middle of the club face over and over, they wear out the sweet spot.
Right.
I mean, you must have worn out the sweet
sweet
spot
spot
on
on
that
the
track.
No, I think it was like a well-fired neuron that had a lot of fatty insulation.
Yeah, just go and go.
Just
and
get
go.
on that thing. It was. Have you ever played Fortnite?
not a big Fortnite.
I've not.
There's
I've
like
played it, but not for.
I mean, I know about victory royales and all the bad dances, and yeah, but
so there's like when you get on like a rail or a line, like they skate it.
okay.
And I like, because now like I torture myself with Fortnite. I have a friend and her 10-year-old demolishes me.
Yeah.
And reminds me frequently how poor I am at Fortnite. But it's like electric. You see like sparks going. And that was like, it felt like the line on the track for me. Like when I got on that track, it was like a monorail. Just ride it. Circles.
It's amazing.
so you talked about the fueling and the water and the contraband water bottles and your homemade short shorts. Sorry to make light of it, but it
my
was
booty shorts?
Yeah.
I love it.
I have another question about equipment, like shoes.
Oh my God.
Did you have
Good
any
question.
like access to shoes, or was it just like
You got one pair of tennis shoes.
okay?
No way.
You can wear one pair of tennis shoes per quarter.
Quarter?
Every 3 months. Right? In a quarterly package. You
Okay.
can order a pair of shoes.
But did you have options, or was it like this is what you get?
Limited options.
Okay.
And the best running shoe was Asics at the time. Like that was the best running shoe. one year, we got Fila toe shoes.
Okay.
And I did not realize how important your big toe was to running until I ran in toe shoes.
Oh.
And I blew those out like in a month, like on that track. So yeah, they were done. But yeah, coming home and getting quality shoes, Hoka's,
Game changer.
like the first time I have a really good friend, Aurelio Guzman.
Aurelio, shout out Aurelio.
The mayor of
10
Bidwell
Mile
Park.
Man.
Yeah.
Do you know who his inspiration for going back to running was? Right,
No.
me.
You.
Yes,
Dude, let's go.
that was my first friend in Chico. And so I have a hilarious story about him. Like when I first, like 2 days after I paroled,
Dude, Aurelio is the best.
Yeah.
He's such positive energy.
he is so. Yeah, he is a reflection of his wife, who was amazing.
Yeah, Shelly's
Right?
great.
Yeah, Shelly's awesome.
Shout out Shelly. Just
Shout out-
ran in
Yeah.
the Almond
Oh, that's
Blossom.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Shelly is so these, like quality people.
What's the story?
Oh, you want to hear the real story?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So, there was a staff sponsor, and she says, "Hey, there's a guy in Chico you need to meet." Right? She gave me his number. So I get to Chico. I'm on campus, and I call him. I'm like, "Hey, Karen said to call you." Blah blah. He's like, "Yeah, bro. Meet me at the Wildcat, the cat on campus, right,
Okay,
right
yeah.
from the building. I'll meet you there, right?" I'm like, "Okay." So I'm waiting there, and this guy comes up, probably young, like 17 or 18. I'm like, "Well, are you Aurelio?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so like we're talking, right? But like nothing's like there's no like you don't know any of the people that I know that she said you would know, right? And I was like, "What's your phone number?" Right? Because I'll make sure I call the right number. And he's like, "That's not my number." I'm like, "Well, who are you? Right? You just come talk to a random black guy that you don't even know, right?" And so then Aurelio shows up.
Oh,
right?
the actual
Yeah, the actual Aurelio shows up. And I'm
Wow.
like, "Bro, you'll never guess what happened. This dude said he was you. I think he's a minor. I don't want to go back to jail. What the hell's happening?" Right? So like that's our first like meeting in Chico story. But there's another funny Aurelio
So some
story.
punk kid played a joke on you.
No, he wasn't joking. I think like
His
I don't know
actual
what,
name was Aurelio?
No, but I don't. He just meeting random guys. It's so weird. I'm like,
Yeah. That.
it was
that's
so awkward and weird. I'm so happy Aurelio finally showed up because that could have ended horribly for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
But going back to like not talking, so me and Aurelio would run a lot, and I never talked. And Aurelio is super fast and super chatty,
Yeah.
right? So I don't talk. So one day he's running through the park, and he comes up on a Fleet Street group, and he sees Shauna, right? And he asks Shauna, he goes, "Hey, is Joaquin in this group?" She's like, "Yeah, he's on a loop out." And Shauna says, "Hey, do you know him well?" He's like, "Yeah, he's a good friend of mine." She's like, "Does he not talk?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, he don't talk."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's not personal.
Yeah.
He just does not talk on the run. She's like, "Okay, I just need to find out if it was like if we were doing something or this was just him." He was like, "Oh no, it's just him. We have been lost in the park, and I wouldn't talk." He was like, "We were lost." I was like, "Well, you said you knew where we were going."
Yeah.
So
I'm just following along here.
and he's the one guy that rescue went out and got one day. Like he was lost in Upper Park.
Oh, no. Really?
It was Aurelio.
Wow.
Yeah, and here's
know that.
another Aurelio story that he's gonna hate that I'm gonna tell that Shelly's gonna love. Brand new dad decides to run, I think 100K in Clear Lake,
Yeah.
right?
Sounds about right.
Lost his key. So this tells you what type of friend I am. He loses his car key. His wife says, "I told you not to go run that race, right? You better call your friend." So he calls me to go get his spare key and drive it all the way out to Clear Lake
Oh my God.
and come back. And Shelly's like, "You're a good friend."
Yeah, boy, I'll say.
She's like, "I'm leaving him there."
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah.
So
You gotta find a ride.
Yeah, he is freaking awesome. He is a beast.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, he's fun to run with too. You're right. He's got a lot of energy.
Oh
He's
my God,
chatty.
so fast.
Yeah, brings good vibes.
Yeah, and incredibly insightful too. We had a couple conversations about our kids. Well, we have kids that are close in age, and I think he works with kids, right? He's like a counselor of some sort, therapist. And he gave me some really nice, thoughtful advice and hooked me up with a couple TED Talks to watch. So yeah, just again. This community, we always talk about this running community in Chico, like you nailed it with Flea Feet, and not surprised that you know Aurelio because we call him the mayor of Bidwell Park.
Oh yeah,
like the guy knows everybody in the park.
He literally,
and he's giving people Gatorades and like making sure that they're good to go. And
he's the nicest person ever.
He really is.
Nice.
He's so nice.
Yeah.
So, he's awesome.
We got to get him on.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that we know this Joaquin friendship.
Yeah, and ask him about losing keys.
Oh my God, ask him about that Clear Lake, and I told him like, bro, you lucky. I love you.
Yeah.
I would not have. And at night. To Clear Lake at night.
Oh
so,
yeah. Man, he owes you.
Twists and turns. What is that? 20? Highway 20?
Yeah. The other side of 20. Yeah.
Okay, so running toward freedom. We've done 25 marathons in 25 weeks. Gosh darn IT band slows it down, but something bigger was brewing in this situation. Like running is hope and visualization. You had this vision board going, and you were cutting out these pictures from various parts of, I don't know, the United States or the world, showing these locations that people are running in and putting them up on your prison cell wall. And this is a collage you've got going. There just so happened to be a magazine that had a little bit of a segment that is close to home here in Chico.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
So they had Lower Park that run along Valambrosia. And that was on my vision board, right? That one, the running in Mississippi with the REI building, running in Washington, D.C., Lincoln Memorial through the mall. Like, so I had all this stuff up. And I remember the first time I ran in Lower Park, and I was like, I'm literally running in my dream. Because this picture was on my vision board.
It's amazing.
And I've been fortunate to travel a lot since I've been home for work. And so I've been able to have multiple moments like that where I've been, like when I was on the Mississippi, I was in Minnesota, and the REI building right there by the old mills. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh. Because you know the REI.
Yeah.
Right? And it was just like the magazine. I was like another one of these moments where I'm literally in my dream. Yeah. Literally. And I think it's even better because these were dreams that I had constructed with just looking at these 2D images in these magazines. And in real life, it is even like, it was exactly the same. Like, I'm looking at these images in the magazine. I'm rendering the simulation in my head. And then I get out, and it's just like I fucking dreamed about. Right? Like, and it happens so much. I can't tell people, like, I would never want anyone to have to go through what I went through in order to have that moment. Uh-huh. But after going through what I went through and to have that moment,
special.
Very few people literally get to step into their dreams over and over and over again. Because there's so much more running for me. Yep. There's so many more places that was on my board. Yeah. Right? And like running, and I flew to Hawaii to run a half marathon because it was in the magazine. Yeah. Right? Like, and so like running up the road by Diamond Head.
Yep.
It's so cool.
Right? I'm like,
and
this is so cool.
And it just seems like whenever, like, if you ever hit that low where you need, I just need a reminder, I need that pick me up, you just go to Lower Park.
It is this is where I do my best thinking.
Yeah.
If I'm having a crap day or crap week, I go there. Yeah. Like, I just went through a breakup, right? And so, again, running was my savior, right? I just 2 days in the gym, running, going back to my sweet spot, right? Which is that road, Verbena. Like if I need a quick and easy one,
Yeah.
I'll just go run me some laps of Verbena.
Yeah.
It's right by his house.
Right by my house.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love
so-
that little loop.
Yeah, I can't tell people how special and how fortunate and grateful I am, like when I'm running, and it is exactly the way my mind rendered it.
Yeah.
Right, with the sparse material, but it's like, the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
It is the next best thing to being there, and then actually being there.
Do you remember the article about Lower Park, or
It wasn't an article; it was just like a shot,
just
and
a picture,
and the person, and there was always a person, and this is their favorite run.
okay, so somebody threw
Yeah.
in their favorite run, and it
Yeah.
was in Lower Park. You know, we've got a Friday lunch recess going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
At 12:15 through the Bidwell Run Club. We meet at Madrone
And Vallombrosa Bridge.
Vallombrosa,
all
and
right.
we
Every
run
Friday.
through Lower Bidwell Park.
12:15 every Friday.
And you are
Just a
more than invited.
super casual. Come out 4-ish miles or so.
Yeah, and I like that run because I don't have to think. I can dream.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's not like running in Upper Park where you gotta like pay attention because all the rocks.
Sure.
Like that,
So
I
technical.
check out and just fly and to the bridge and back. That's like my little thing. To the bridge and back.
So are you in the park, or are you running along Vallombrosa? What's the route?
In the park, you know
Okay.
that road that
Peterson?
when you leave the restroom and you make that left right on by the Big Rock Trail.
Sure.
I just take that trail all the way up,
Okay.
and so
So you're on the trail on the side by
Yeah.
the fence.
Yep.
By Vallombrosa.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a beautiful little ride.
oh my god,
Yeah.
it's sneaky tough.
Yeah.
Right? Like
yeah.
you really don't realize you get just a little pinch of elevation, right?
Yep.
It's,
Yeah.
it's climbing
Yeah,
just
it's
a
true.
little
Yeah,
bit.
as you get close
Yeah.
to Manzanita,
Yeah.
it's a little.
Just a little bit, So
We gotta create a segment on Strava
Joaquin
called
segment.
Joaquin's Dream or Joaquin's Vision
Yeah.
or something.
Joaquin the Dream.
Joaquin the Dream. I love that's got a good ring to it.
the dream.
The dream. We owe that to you. The world owes that to you.
Yeah.
Joaquin's segment. Way cool.
So you made it through your sentence,
Yes.
and you were granted clemency.
Yes.
Do you want to speak to that a little bit?
Sure. So there's this small section in the Title 15, which is the administrative law of prison, right? These are the rules and regulations of prison. And there was a small section that said, it was called 1170D at the time. And it said, if you feel like you have made extraordinary progress and change, and that there's no longer any penological interest in you continue to be incarcerated, you can be considered for the recall of your commitment. I was like, I think that might be me, right? Wow. Didn't work out so well at first. I had a staff administrator who told me CDCR is not concerned about you changing. We just want time out of you. So I kept fighting. And then in 16, I became the first inmate. We were still calling us inmates then. The first inmate in the history of California to have their sentence recalled for exceptional behavior.
Wow.
But they didn't have a process to get me out. So I was stuck. And so it was suggested that I apply for clemency. So I wrote my own commutation application. It probably, with attachments, was like 500 pages. Wow. And I was out within 7 months. And so, yeah, August 18th, 2018.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I walked out of prison. My ex-wife picked me up. And 2 days later, I was walking on the Chico State campus like the next week. And I tell people coming through the roundabout by Celestino's
Oh, yeah.
and walking, it was like every romantic comedy I'd ever seen in prison. Like Rodney Dangerfield Back to School, like everything. I was like, oh, I'm on college.
Yeah.
I'm on campus. It was amazing. It was amazing. Unlike, and I was on my little mountain bike that I got from what is that? North Face?
North Rim.
North Rim.
Yeah.
And I still have that picture. Like my little backpack, first day of school.
Yeah.
With my bike. And I wasn't working at the tour shelter yet. That was like 2 weeks later I got that job. But yeah, it was walking onto campus was freaking awesome. It was awesome.
Living your dream.
Living my dream. Right? And that was a really recent dream.
Yeah.
Like walking on a college campus. Right? Like that hadn't really been on my radar. So yeah, walking on the campus and just seeing all the people, like the sea of humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome.
You must have felt overwhelmed.
A little bit. But I had a really good structure. Like, and what I would tell people, the life I wanted on the street, I knew I had to live in prison first. So the only thing that changed about my life materially was the location.
Nice.
Right? Because I still, groups, school, work. Like same routine, same pattern, same momentum that I had.
That's really smart.
So
It's a really good strategy.
yeah, you can't, because a lot of times people think, oh, I'm going to do it when I get out. It never works that way. So you have to build those habits while you're inside.
So looking back to, young Joaquin, when you're really in the throes of trying to figure out, playing sports and moving with your mom and dealing with that bully, what was missing then, do you think? Was it that structure and consistency that you were able to develop while you were incarcerated?
For me, and this is why, like, I hate bullying. Bullying stole my sense of self. I didn't believe I was good enough for anything. And that created a vulnerability in every other structure in my life. Like, a child's belief in themselves is so precious and absolutely needed that if it's removed, anything bad is possible. Anything bad is possible.
Yo, this is
So
powerful.
for me, it was like this sense that I was not enough and I couldn't trust myself and I wasn't good enough. It was powerful in deconstructing the structural integrity that my mom had instilled in me through love and caregiving, right? You can mitigate it, but it was so bad even my mom didn't know what to do. Like, there were times, like, she would call the cops.
Yeah.
And the cops were like, we can't do anything about bullying.
Yeah. Well,
Right?
and that was a time, like you said earlier, where, like, there was no research into this. There was no
Right.
interest in this. It was just like, that's part of growing up. You just
Right.
got to deal with it. And,
Bootstrap. Just
Yeah,
rub
yeah.
some dirt on it. You'll be fine.
Exactly. And,
Yeah.
as someone now who's got 3 young kids, like, to know that these resources exist, that, and that this is an actual thing that we need to be aware of is so important. And, kind of transitioning as you started attending classes at Chico State, what were you studying and what did that lead to after?
I have a bachelor's in criminal justice. I tell people I was already an expert on the criminal side. I went to Chico State to get to justice.
The
side.
justice, yeah.
And I have a master's in political science with an emphasis in restorative justice and law enforcement. Like, those are my research areas. And I'm in my first year of law school. I start law school next month.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So I knew that I wanted to be the person I needed for the kids in whatever community I lived in. So I came to Chico for school and I stayed because of the traffic. Right? Like,
Yeah.
I fell in love with Chico traffic.
Yeah.
Right? You can get anywhere.
10 minutes. Yep.
And the other day I was complaining because I moved to North Chico and it took me 8 minutes to get downtown.
Yeah.
I was livid.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I heard myself.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, What? I'm really from Chico now, right? I just complained about an 8-minute commute.
I was in Southern California at the beginning of this week for some work stuff, and it's like everybody's like, "Oh, I drove down from LA, and we were in San Diego," and they're like, "Yeah, it took me 4.5 hours, but if I would have left last night at 9 o'clock, it would have been 2 hours." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm not familiar."
Yeah. So my mom still stays down there, and I go down there a lot for work. So yeah, I hate the traffic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I like here, like the work that I'm doing. One day a week, I'm embedded in juvenile hall. I work with a lot of kids under community supervision. As a part of my job, I'm the statewide lead for a youth peer mentor program. So for me, like cultivating and nurturing a child's belief in themselves, that is my reason for being on this planet.
Let's go.
Yes.
Right? Like that. Like I don't care. And I tell the kids I work with, I don't care who told you you're a bad kid. Fuck them. And when I tell kids that, they're like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
I'm, like,
I'm not allowed to say that.
Yeah, like because you don't
No,
tell
but
a
I
child
am.
that, right?
Yeah.
You don't tell a child that, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like I will defend a child's belief in themselves like to the death because I know how important that is.
Yeah.
And it destroyed me. Right? My inability to believe that I could do anything or be anything or was good enough facilitated me wanting to deal drugs, made it easier for me to use drugs, made it even more difficult for me to engage in recovery because I had already had this preconditioned tendency to think that, well, why try? I'm not good enough anyway.
Yeah.
So this is why like that first marathon was so important because it deconstructed all the evidence I had in the past about how I wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Right? I got the log.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
You did.
What he told me about me is not true.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, it is like this commitment to like helping kids like find their voice, but also like carry the question of them believing in themselves.
Yeah.
Especially when the whole world is telling them, yeah, you're not enough.
Especially now.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially
Needed
now.
now more than
Social
ever.
media,
Yeah.
like all the stuff. Like that's not even a real life. Right. And then that's something else, this weirdness about my life and my social media, which is nothing but motorcycles and running. I'm actually living this life, right? Like, my ex, she's awesome. She would say, "Are you looking at your Facebook again?" I was like, "I love it. It was so much fun." Right? I actually was there. I actually did that.
Yeah.
Right? So for me, like, yeah, I look at my social media more than anybody else probably. Right? Like, I'll post it and then look at it like 6 times.
Just scroll through it and
Right. Because it's like, I actually was doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's clearly it's an innate gratitude in what you're experiencing now because you know how hard and how bad things can be.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's just that gratitude that you have, and I think we can all learn and kind of take that, like, look for the small things because they might seem small, but they're massive.
Yeah.
And I tell, and not to minimize anybody's experience.
Totally.
But every problem I have now is a free people person problem. And I said, I got free people problems.
Yeah.
Right? And people are like, free people problems?
Right.
Like, what is that?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you about not free people
Problems, right?
Yeah.
And they're like,
Have you ever had to make your own shorts and deal with chafing?
Right? Or have a guy tell you, I'm going to kill you in the morning.
Yeah.
And you spend all night like, holy shit, this dude, he really is the boogeyman. Fuck, what am I going to do, right?
Yeah. This could be a real thing.
Yes. So, like, free people
scary.
problems.
Yeah.
They're problems, right? But when you look at, like, the height of experience, and for me, no matter what is going on in my life, I always lean back on, I survived prison. I survived 3 decades of incarceration.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't have one tattoo.
Ah.
Wow.
right? Like I feel like that's my claim to fame.
Yeah.
Like, when I think about like what are you most proud of, like coming out of prison, I don't have any tattoos, not one, right? But you know,
That's
and
great.
It's just like you're right when you've and prison is not the litmus for trauma, right? Many people have experienced so many things in their lives, and that's something else I really, when I'm working with people like coaching, is trying to reflect back to them like you're on the leading edge of your life. You're here right now. You survived all that, right?
Yeah.
Like no matter what it is,
Yeah.
right? And most people don't realize how bad it has been because they either disassociated from it or they idealized it, right? But when they get down to the nitty gritty and you really can show someone what they actually did, like people are amazed, like, no, that was you
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, you've done some amazing things. Like,
I don't know. I think
it's
the most
inspiring,
amazing thing
dude.
I've done on since I've been home was the SOB. I did the SOB on 4 training runs.
That's
that's
nuts.
amazing. Well, you also ran 25 marathons in 25 weeks.
So
in
there's
prison.
that.
Yeah, but that was like, I don't know. Like,
But that instilled something in you that you felt like I can do these
knew you
hard
could
things.
do
I
it.
know in a perverse way, it's like so poorly reinforcing because Shauna says that all the time. Like, I'll be undertrained. And she's like, yeah, you're probably going to do it. And it's just going to create this whole feedback loop again. Because it's like, I do it. And it's like, oh, it was fine.
Yeah.
I had a friend whose wife was not going to run a CIM the first year back after COVID, right? I hadn't ran in probably a month. But the CIM was a destination run on my vision board.
Gotta get that
I had to
done.
do it.
Gotta get that
Had to
done.
do it.
Well, and again, like I think that speaks to having an appreciation for opportunities now,
Yeah.
right? Like,
true.
I got
Yeah.
this. It's right in front of me. It'd be foolish to not do this.
Yeah, and the CIM is amazing. Like when you have unhoused people cheering you on,
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, this is the race. I saw a guy running it in an ankle monitor, right? I was like, that's some rock star stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're under some form of community supervision and you're running a marathon and I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it just running tends to be this vortex of humanity that just brings in like so many different people.
Yeah.
Right?
Runners are the best people.
It's the best people, right? Like, and like I'll tell people all the time, like in my preaching, come to Fleet Feet, right?
Yep.
And they're like, oh no, I'm too big. I'm like, let me tell you a thing about body size.
Yeah.
That is not a thing because I've had a person who you would think couldn't run me until my tongue was wagging.
Yeah.
Right. So please come out. Right.
Yeah.
This is people will care for you.
It's
So true.
Yeah, don't use me as the model of friendliness on a Fleet Feet run, right? I'm not
talking.
I'm not the poster boy. I'm not talking. But there are plenty of other people there who are going to talk to you. Don't talk to me because I don't want to talk to you when you show up. But there are going to be plenty of people there that are going to want to talk to you.
I can't wait to be on the next Fleet Feet training run, and I'm just going to talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you for a little bit.
Well, that's why I talked to
all I
you
gotta
the
say.
other night's run.
Yeah, we did. We
Yeah.
did chat.
And
Let's go with
it is-
Darren.
It's effortful for me to talk to people when I'm running.
I didn't know how much I was putting you out that day.
Oh, Shina's gonna love it. Oh, yeah. Her and Sarah, they don't care.
Well, and like again, it's the inclusivity that running provides, right? Like you got a pair of shoes and you got some time, cool, you're in. You're running, you're a runner. Like that's all there is to it.
And that's like when I came home, that was another thing, like figuring out, I know how I felt about myself, but I wasn't sure how people in the community were gonna feel about me. And I've only been a runner at Fleet Feet. That's it. Right? The guy who doesn't talk, but still a runner. And then, after people, found out my story, they just became even more endearing. So when I talk about like re-entry, like professionally, and I'm talking about re-entry, and I tell people all the time, like success in life as a human is built on relationship. Like you can buy into that mythology that you can do this by yourself. You don't need anyone else. You can bootstrap this. That is a myth. Like true success only occurs in relationship.
Yeah.
And for me, like Fleet Feet, like really epitomizes that. Because, and Shauna has said this, she's like, hey, this is a social thing that we do here. Like she literally was talking to me like I was 5. She goes, we're socializing and running, so you need to talk. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So like I speak now to when I show up, I'll say hi. And I remember most times to speak before I leave.
You know, but you've nailed it with the group stuff. Like that's why Ross and I really have enjoyed the training programs. It's because it's the social side of things. Like we both in our running journeys started off running alone, like exclusively alone for whatever reason. You're like, it's an easy thing to do by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, again, it's the fortress of solitude. Like especially when you need that time to just process and just be alone. But then when you need that push to like see that there's a ceiling, right? The roof is the ceiling, but the ceiling can go higher.
There's MJ.
Right, yeah, again, MJ. Like having that group to say you can do this, or to pull you along, and or you know, misery loves company. Sometimes those long runs are awful by yourself, and to have a group is so important.
Or running in a Paul-driven marathon training program, and you only see him in the parking lot at the start of the training.
Ross can relate. So can my wife, who's in it right now too.
Like every time I'm in a marathon group, all I remember is Paul waving to me, "Hey," and then I don't see him again until like I drag in. But I'm just teasing him. I always tease him like that. But like the relational part,
Sure.
So for me, and this is part of the deconstructing of some of my old conditioned tendencies, running had been such a solo activity and such a place of solitude for me to process anything that was happening in my life. I had become over reliant on it, right? Especially the solo part, just like doing my own work. And so like this last breakup that I had, I still didn't want to talk to people, but I knew I needed to be around people, right? And so that's what the training group was for me. Like, I was around people that I knew that cared about me and loved me. And no one knew what I was going through, right? I still like wasn't up to like discussing it in depth, but I knew everybody in that group loved me and cared for me and was happy to see me. And that's what I needed.
Yep.
Like I wasn't ready to talk about it. I'd hang out in the back and cry.
Yeah.
Right? But I just needed to be in the group.
You need
And
to
so,
feel the energy.
the energy,
Yeah, the
right?
vibes.
Getting harassed, right?
Sean.
Being late,
Yeah.
right? Getting lost, right? I am the most directionally challenged person, and I've been running that park for 8 years now, and I think I get lost more than. And she'll look at me. Do you need clarification on the route? I'm like, yes, I do.
Yes, I do. And when you give it to me, you're probably going to have to come find me and give it to me again.
Oh, but someone taught me how to download it on Garmin now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm great now. Oh, my God. That was amazing. Like, you can download it from Strava and it goes, what? I'm never lost anymore.
No excuses. No excuses.
The running stuff is so great. But there's another element to this that I want to touch on. We want to touch on here that I think is pretty cool. And I just want to learn a little bit more about it. You have 5 degrees.
I have a bunch of AAs. I have an AA in social science, an AA in American studies, an AA in social and behavioral science, a certificate in social work, a bachelor's in criminal justice, and a master's in political science. And then I'm in law school. I start law school next month.
That's amazing. And did you achieve all of this while incarcerated?
Everything except for the bachelor's and master's.
Okay.
Yeah. School was another place to source of identity.
Yeah.
You're like to me it seems like you're like the most well-behaved like model prisoner.
No, and I wasn't. There were thousands of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thousands of like I am not a unicorn, right?
Okay.
And so people think, oh my God, I'm like no, like I am like one of many.
Yeah.
People
Right.
made a mistake and they're trying to
Yeah.
right the ship.
And I'm sure and you probably have a lot of
things to say on this about the criminal justice system and how
Yeah.
maybe there's some shortcomings and things that could be done much better, and especially with that R being thrown on the end, rehabilitation, really focusing on that side of things. So,
Good point.
Yeah, really, really interesting stuff. And, that's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole
right?
nother podcast.
That's
Yeah,
another
you
one.
mentioned that.
That's a whole nother podcast.
The return on investment on
Yes.
education in,
Totally.
in the carceral system, right? Like, it's a thing.
We should find another podcast for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, totally should.
I may talk to Lane here at Odyssey Teams. He probably knows some people in the education system that could greatly benefit, or in
Derek.
the, reformation system.
Yeah. He's got some good
If that's a
podcasts.
system.
Yes. So the running is obviously going to keep going for you. Like that's not stopping anytime soon. Are there any like running goals still that you have?
Well, so right now I'm like rehabbing through the long-term effects of a motorcycle accident.
Okay.
But I do want to get 100-miler in.
Yes.
Like,
Yes, you do. And you're going to do it.
that is, as soon as I find time to train for it. And I know now, like, there was a point where like, oh, I want to do it before I get too old. But I'm 55, so I'll be 56 this year.
There.
And I realize I'm entering that age group where retired people, all they do is run and they skew the curve. And so I'm like, oh, I'll be good. Right? Because I know I got enough time where, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I still look at those guys and I hate them. I'm like, here you come, blowing up my age group, right? Because you're retired and all you do is run.
Yeah. Bobby Hastings.
Oh man, thrown under the bus.
Well, that dude's so fast. Like, not just his age group, he's blowing up the whole race.
He's
It's
super
not-
impressive.
It's not fair. Should we go to some rapid fire?
We could, yeah. Real quick
Yeah.
though, I want to get into your mind a little bit about what it was like when you were out. For like, I know you mentioned that you're, the next weekend you're at Chico State, you got your backpack on, you're a student again, but just like transitioning back to this world and being in humanity, the outside world, if you will. I mean, what was your first run? Like, what was it like socializing? I mean,
My first run in Chico was on the South Rim.
you went right to the
I had no
technical-
idea.
I love it.
Right?
Ignorance is
sense.
I
bliss.
had no idea. And
Ignorance
so
is bliss.
I'm walking past. Oh, I actually came through the golf course. I didn't know where the trailhead was.
Yeah.
Along Centennial, and so right as you going into like Sherwood Forest, like the whole thing, there's this old couple coming out, right? And I said, "Hey, excuse me, which way is the running trail?" Right? Because you can go the other way up, right? The the Brett Garrity way, all uphill, out and back.
Uphill both ways.
Yeah.
Like, how's this even possible?
How is it possible? And so the lady says, "Well, where do you want to go?" And I said, "I don't know." She goes, "Well, it doesn't matter what trail you take."
You were Alice in
But
Wonderland.
it was freaking the Cheshire Cat, right?
This way, that way, this way.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, she's right.
Yeah.
So I go through.
And that was before you could download the
Right.
map on your
Yeah.
watch.
I think I had like a Fitbit.
Yeah.
Right? It was like, it
got your
wasn't even
steps.
it wasn't even an Android watch yet,
Yeah.
or Samsung. It was just like a Fitbit. So I'm running up South Rim, and we had a lot of rain, and so there were a lot of parts washed out on that trail, right? And so after I jumped over like the third washed out part of the trail, I said, I've seen this newscast. Runner lost.
Oh no.
Are injured, right? And again, I have no idea, like, but I'm like, I need to turn around.
Turn around.
So I turned around and went back. But that was my first run in Chico. And so
That
Thrown
was,
right into the fire.
yeah.
had no idea.
Yeah, might as well just go straight uphill.
again, free. I was like,
doesn't matter.
and this may offend some people, I was like a runaway slave. I was just running and running and running and running because I could.
Yeah.
Right? So I had no ideal, that, hey, the Southern Trail is not the easiest trail.
It's
So
a challenging
technical,
one. Yeah, it's a challenging one.
But I was like, I'm free. So, let's go.
Cool. What was class like?
Oh, man.
You're looking around like, man, these people don't know.
Being the oldest person in most of my classes. And I was walking through Holt Hall. And I'm like, my head is looking at everything, right? Because I'm in college. Yeah. And this little lady, she probably was 18 or 19, on her phone, runs right into me, right? And braces me. Watch where you going. Right? And I was like, oh my God, okay.
Yeah.
Like, no problem, sorry. Right? But it took me a while because in prison, you tend not to be in crowded spaces where there are a lot of people, like going in and out of the building through the sally port, because anything can happen. So, like, that freaked me out.
Sure.
Being in the grocery store by myself freaked me out. There's so many choices, so many people, so much lack of courtesy around personal space, which is like courtesy around personal space is mandatory in prison. The first time my ex-wife had to go back home to visit her family, and I think I had been home maybe a month, turned on all the lights in the house because it was too big. I lived in the bathroom, basically. So being in the house by myself freaked me out. Every night, you get counted all the time in prison, but like at night around 11 or 12, the night officer comes by and looks in your cell and counts you. And so I remember laying in bed waiting to be counted. And then realizing, because, my body remembers being counted every night. And like, oh, there's no count. I can just go to bed. No yard recall. I can take a shower longer than 5 minutes. I have more than 3 flushes. Like in prison, you get 3 flushes in 15 minutes. After that, you're locked out of your toilet for like an hour. Right? So having the ability to flush the toilet multiple times. What I'm still working on is pacing myself when I eat. I have more than 10 minutes to eat. And there's not someone with a high-power rifle standing over me.
Yeah.
Right? So they're like all these things that one has to unlearn that you're shaped by prison. So, but also blue skies are the same no matter where they are, right? And so that was a tipping point for me in prison. There was one day I was running, doing yoga, and I looked up, I was like, oh man, this day would have been just amazing if I wouldn't be in prison. And then it hit me, it was like, this is the same sky no matter where you are. Like, this is going to be an amazing day, even if you are here. You got to run, you got to do yoga, and the sun's shining, right? But man, the sun shines, it hits different outside of the prison wall. Waking up, and so I'm still a creature of routine. I get up every morning, eat my breakfast, drink my coffee, go to work. So that routine, there's a lot of comfort in that routine. But there's this comfort in the pacing of it, right? The pace of life is different than in prison. And it's a pace you really don't feel until you are out of it.
Is it faster in custody?
Yes and no. 31 years went by. I don't know where it went.
But also
Super
painfully slow.
Yeah. That's the paradox.
Yeah.
Right? Like 3 decades incarceration is a long time.
Yeah.
I felt it, but I don't feel it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a testament to the way that you made the changes that you knew you needed to make during that time.
But a lot, and so here's the thing too. Like now, there are changes that I need to make that I had no idea that I needed to make, because we're experience dependent beings, right?
Yeah.
And in prison, you have a very limited experience,
Yeah, where you're not allowed to make certain changes.
Yeah.
right? And so coming home, like talking in a relationship with your partner, right? Like I was rigidly conflict avoidant, and I thought being stoic was a virtue. And what I didn't realize was I was confusing a trauma response for a virtue. And it ruined every relationship I've had since I've been home. I've had 2 girlfriends. The first, we were having an argument, and this is the person that does not argue. She does not curse. She does not argue. She literally is the nicest person in the world. Lisa Williams. And she said, "I'm so sick of your stoic bullshit." And I took that as a compliment. I was like, well, shit, why, thank you.
Yeah.
Right? But then realizing, no, that's not a fucking virtue. Like, that's your trauma.
Yeah.
You're not talking. Right? Like, your partner has no idea what your inner world is like.
Yeah.
Because my thing was, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm going to do my own work and I'm fine. And not knowing that being in partnership, being in a relationship with someone is the shared vulnerability.
Yeah.
Right? And conflict is creative tension, not possible death in the relationship. So like these are things that I could not learn in prison, that, you know, the learning curve has been pretty steep for me since I've been home.
Yeah.
But, you know, realize like, oh yeah, I need to work on that. Right. So I went through the somatic coaching program and it was transformative. Like it changed my life. So it just really made me aware of some spaces that I needed to deconstruct and some other areas that I needed to like sand down. But I think the biggest thing has been realizing that I can't do this by myself. I can't. Like I need people. I need to be in relationship. Every achievement that I've earned or garnered since I've been home, there's someone in proximity to it, right? That supported me, helped facilitate it, either guided me or mentored me. So, realizing that like the relational aspect is like, and the communication, like over communication produces clarity. So that's like been this huge thing with me now. It's like, I need to use my words, right? And not pull so much of my getting my social needs met through work. Right, like really
having a life
and
a work and a life.
Like those are 2 different things. Like going out to dinner with your partners and having a good time is not going out to dinner with your friends. Those are 2 different things. Right. So like today, you know, I'm project managing some research with our company. So I'm like in the middle of editing this implementation paper, and I have this core group of friends, all ladies, work at the university. And on the group checks, it's like, I don't drink, but they all drink. And they're like, I'm sitting in the backyard drinking lemon drops, right? And the whole group text just fires up. Like, they're like, oh, we're on our way. We're coming, right? And then someone's like, hey, are you coming? And I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I got this report I got to do. And that report's not going anywhere. I've already done the summary. Right, I'll be fine. So I left my office, went hung out with my friends, ate pizza, ate some cheese I had never eaten before. That was amazing. It was kind of cool. But it was like me prioritizing being with people.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's the biggest thing. It's like I get to be with people now. I get to choose.
Yeah. It's not the same, maybe folks you wouldn't want to be around all the time.
Right. And so, and everyone laughs at my jokes. Right. So I love it. Right.
You got a good sense of humor, dude. You do. You're funny.
Yeah.
And I think, 30 years ago, would you imagine you'd be doing this? And it's commendable and admirable that you are thinking about these things, you're introspective. You're trying to, like improve. And there's so many things I can improve on.
That's exactly what I was thinking about while you were talking about this, and just recognizing, shortcomings, right? And I think so many of us, guilty as guilty can be, sitting right behind this microphone, of not doing anything, like maybe doing the reflective part, but then not putting any action to it. Right. I think that's probably very common as, I hope people are reflective, but to do something, because it's uncomfortable to think about things that we need to change. It's even more uncomfortable to actually do them, right? But that's where that growth occurs, whether it's with personal relationships or running. It's like, you can think about this, but until you do it, it's not as significant.
And you've done it.
Well, and I would tell people, like to that point, right? Like identifying a problem and then taking action. Like people will say, hey, you need to stop smoking crack. Like, I got a crack problem. Mm-hmm. But I needed to learn how not to use crack. Yeah. Right? So there's that piece, but there's also this whole like notion, and I tell people it's like I'm a Star Wars geek, right? Like there's no trying, only varying degrees of doing. Like Yoda says, right? Like you're either doing it well or you're doing it poorly, but you're still doing it. So, and you're always practicing. Like if you're not practicing, you're practicing not practicing, right? But I think when people can't see the end, it becomes really difficult to want to start, right? So you can identify the problem. Yeah. And this is why I feel like I don't believe in any panaceas, but running is such a good way to get people into doing something that they have no idea what the end is going to look like.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Dude,
right?
This is amazing.
Yeah. Like you have no idea how this is going to end. And I tell people like life is complicated and complex, right? But the root word of complicated is fold, right? And I think it's like Latin for fold or something. But when you look at the root word of complexity, right, it's about like entanglement, right? And so when you're running, right, when you're trying to figure something out and you don't know where it's going to end, I tell people all the time, just do the next thing that's in front of you. And when you're running, it literally is just the next step.
The next step. It's getting you one step closer to that finish line.
It's just the next. I have finished so many runs one step at a time. Yeah. Right? Cursing myself, talking about how stupid running is. Yeah. I can't believe I paid for this. Yep. Right? I'm not even going to get any swag. Yeah. Right?
I signed up late. I didn't get the t-shirt.
Yes. Yeah. Right? Or they didn't have my pajama size, right? It's cold. When is frost or fall going to not be frosty or foggy, right? Like all these things, right? One step at a time, right? And many days for me, and I'll tell people, the next step, move my feet off the bed. And then that one lift up, I'm good. Yep. Right? As long as I get my feet on the floor, anything's possible. Yep. Right? Just do the next thing in front of you.
Then you can go forward.
Right. And so that's why for me running, because you can generalize running for any circumstance. Right? Like you're having a hard time communicating with people. Okay. We're going to teach you about communicating by running. And people are like, huh? Wait, how's it? Just keep walking.
Yeah. Watch.
Yeah.
Just watch.
Right?
And then do.
Right? And invariably, someone always asks a question. And it's usually framed in the most sweetest, powerful way. Like, what am I doing wrong? Have you ever noticed that? Like, when someone is the most obstinate, but when, like, the fatigue sets in,
the vulnerability,
right? It's a shift.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, for me, if I want to, like, I'm not trying to break people down. I'll just take them for a run. I don't talk. Right? So the whole time we're running, right? Whatever they got going on, I have no idea. Yeah. But at the end of the run, like, how you doing? Oh, yeah. Okay, tell me more about that, right?
So you got to process some stuff there.
Yes, see, look, got your foot in there.
Yep.
Right? Yeah. So, running is the panacea. It is the thing that is the thing that will save the world.
Yep.
If more people ran,
It's therapy.
we would have less issues.
Agreed.
Because be too tired for bullshit.
There's something to be said for that. Need to get my kids to run more. All right, should we do some rapid fire?
Yeah, we should do some rapid fire. Go for it.
All right, Joaquin, are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Feel like I'm on a game show.
It's sort of like a game show, but there's no prizes.
Okay.
We'll give high
the game
fives.
show is the vision board.
Yeah. So answer these however you see fit. There's 5 or 6 of them.
All right.
Okay. We do this with all of our guests. It's just kind of a fun way of wrapping up. And so first question, your favorite place to run, the favorite trail you've run, favorite race, whatever it might be, your absolute favorite, hands down. If you have one more run to do, this is where you're going.
Ooh. Up North Rim,
Okay.
down past the cross,
Okay.
up Middle Trail,
Okay.
to the parking lot around Horseshoe,
Okay.
and back to the parking lot where I parked.
Okay.
That's my go-to.
That's
Love
a
it.
good loop.
Yes, I love that loop.
And that's a good, that's like a good sampling of everything Upper Bidwell has to offer,
Yes.
right? You get the rough climb up North
Right.
Rim. You get the nice cruise through Middle Trail. You get a view of some water. You can jump on the road and get some road
Yep.
or stay on the trail to come back. That's
And through the meadow.
And
back
through
to
the
the
meadow. Yeah, that's a beautiful choice. Okay, so you've kind of hinted at this a little bit. It's come up. When you're out running by yourself, just doing your thing, are you listening to something or are you raw dogging it with your thoughts, just all natural?
I'm always listening to something unless I've forgotten my earbuds
Okay.
and still raw dogging it with intrusive thoughts.
Always, yeah. Well, I think we all are, but again, another podcast.
Right.
So when you are listening to something, what are you listening to?
Man,
Is it music? Is it podcasts? Is it
again,
both?
I'm in my breakup zone right now.
Okay.
So it's been a lot of
The Weekend.
no.
Okay.
Like I'm old school. Like Michael McDonald.
Oh, are we getting into some yacht rock?
Yes, like What a Fool Believes.
Yeah.
Keep Forgetting.
Yeah.
Plantonics, Fall in Love.
Yes.
Like all that. But normally it's like indie stuff.
Okay.
I got like Death Cab for Cutie.
Okay. Wow. I would not have pegged you for an emo guy.
What?
No,
my
man.
God.
You would not have.
Yes, I
Would not have.
my taste in music is crazy. Some days it's rap, depending
Okay.
on what's going on.
Okay.
But for me, running's like flow. So I don't like it too hard.
Sure.
Like, I just like
Yeah, that makes sense.
just
I've got a killer Steely Dan playlist.
wait. But what album?
Oh, it's a playlist. It's a mix of all of them. It's got some Asia. It's got a little bit of everything.
I only run the Gaucho.
Okay. I respect that. I respect that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So next one for you. What is the best piece of running advice you've ever received?
Maybe it came from our man Dan Carnassus.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe it came from Shauna. Maybe it came from Paul.
it was Paul. I think it's like you kind of feel like the Fleet Feet influence. But if you're tired, just pick your feet up a little more.
Okay.
Right? Like that has been,
Lift your knees.
yeah.
Run with the hips.
With
Yep.
those hips.
And fuel.
I like it.
Yes.
Fuel. Like Fleet Feet has, like, I can do anything with goo. I've taken goo on a work trip
Yeah.
where it was like,
Yeah. If you're going to be out doing stuff all day, in meetings all day, at like a conference or something, and you just need something quick to eat. Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay.
I can do all things with goo.
Okay. So let's say you got a friend and you've finally gotten them to drink the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
They're going to start running. What is the first piece of advice you're giving a brand new runner? Brand new.
Don't believe anything your mind tells you. Just keep going.
Just keep going. Love that.
Just do the next thing in front of you, which is one more step. Just take one more step.
That's right. One more step forward, forward,
Like
forward.
the further you get, the less listen to yourself.
Yes.
Because your brain will lie to you.
Yes. And the body can do a whole lot more than what the brain thinks it can sometimes.
Yeah. And to determine if you're really tired, I learned this through Runner's World. See if you can do a multiplication problem with some division.
Oh, I can't do division when I'm not tired.
Well, that's another podcast.
Yeah, exactly. That's another math class.
But that has been for me, like, if I really want to see if I'm tired or not, as I try to do some math.
Yeah.
Good thought.
Right? And if I can't do it, okay, I might be a little tired, right?
And then you have another goo.
And then
some water, and you're right back. You're locked back in. Yeah.
2 times 1 is now 2 again.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm good.
Okay, got one more for you.
All right.
So you just finished a big run, whatever that might be. Maybe it's a long run or just a high intensity run, and it's time to eat. What are you going for? Anything that you want.
Oh, big tuna. I can tell you exactly what it is.
Okay, let's hear it.
Big tuna. Big tuna, rainbow roll, no avocado because avocado is disgusting.
Oh, that's another podcast.
It is. And if you like avocado, just keep it moving.
Love some avocado.
Oh my God, the texture. And panko oysters.
Okay.
And club soda. That is my. And at Big Tuna, I'm like Norm at Cheers.
Joaquin!
Just send me straight to the bar. They bring me my club soda. And whatever chef is working, the usual. Thank you, chef.
Oh man, that is a good place to be. So a little extension with the club soda. Are you going lime with it or lemon with it? Or are you just going
Waiter's choice.
Okay.
Just light ice.
Okay.
When I'm being really difficult, 4 cubes of ice.
Oh, okay. Hey, got to know what you want sometimes.
I hate
Nothing wrong with that.
I hate too much ice in my water.
Oh, well, as someone who has a bit of a sparkling water problem, I drink way too much of it. I'm with you on like the ice in sparkling water specifically makes it flat faster. Like I'm drinking it because I want the carbonation. If I wanted tap water, I would have asked for tap water with ice. I don't want it like that.
I am so bad, I have to make myself not bring my SodaStream bottle with me.
See, I need to suck it up and get a SodaStream.
You
Ross.
need to. It is life-changing.
Joaquin,
It is life-changing.
Can I just have a moment here? I drink probably 30 cans of sparkling water a week.
You need a SodaStream.
Okay. My birthday's coming up.
I have
Lisa.
I have a SodaStream at my office and at my home.
Yeah, I need to because it's getting ridiculous how much I drink.
Yeah. And so this is the litmus for if you really are a avid sparkling water drinker.
Okay.
All right. In the quiet moment at night when you're on your back in bed, do you hear the bubbles?
Yes.
My man.
I absolutely do.
Okay, see, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a problem.
It is not a problem.
Right? Exactly. That's what I would say. I was like, so like I don't drink much, I drink a little bit, but like I gave up soda years ago and I was like, I need to find something. I need to find something to like substitute.
Yes.
Like I love carbonation.
That's why I stopped drinking soda because of that.
But I don't want all that sugar. It's so much sugar and like my teeth will fall out of my head at some point. But I was like, sparkling water it is. And it's.
And like I play with it. I feel like some days like I'll hold my mouth closed.
Yeah.
Like Hero 5. And you like hear the poop, 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 poop. It is so funny.
Or you slug it down fast and see how big of a burp you can get.
That's painful.
You know, sometimes pain is growth, and I'm in for that.
Yes, please get a SodaStream.
Okay, I'm sold.
I've got a couple questions.
All right.
I've been thinking of. You said you were an athlete, a good athlete. What was your sport?
Football.
Football.
I was the
Position?
only strong safety.
Strong safety. Interesting.
Reckless Ronnie. That was my nickname.
Reckless Ronnie. Like to lace some hat and hit some people.
Man, the flats were dangerous if I was on the field. I was the only sophomore that started varsity at my school.
No way. Were you recruited at all?
Yeah, at LA High.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
Wow.
I was I played Pop Warner from the time I was 11 on. And football coach came out. We were having practice. And he's like, yeah, y'all come on one of our practices. And I went to the high school because I had my own equipment. And he's like, yeah, if you quit that Pop Warner team, because it was like my last year Pop Warner, he goes, you can start. And quit the team and started varsity. And which is so funny, like this is right when I'm getting ready to get in trouble. And I was being recruited at this time. And so the coach is like, I got people from Arizona State coming to see you. You're in the 10th grade. What are you doing? And I remember it's like, oh, I want to be a drug dealer, right? And now when I'm working with kids who are like obstinate, right? I think back, I'm like, man, my coach must have thought I was an idiot, right? Like I'm 15 in the 10th grade with interest from colleges already, right? And I'm an undersized strong safety. Like I'm 5'10", maybe 175 at my heaviest, right? But I could hit. And I wasn't fast, right? But I was smart on the field and I could hit. And I just think about that. I'll never forget that. It was my mom and all my coaches and trying to convince me to not be a drug dealer. Mm-hmm. Like this was not the road for you.
That prefrontal cortex would not allow you to do anything.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was not developed at all. So yeah, I think about that.
Yeah.
What is your next vision board run?
All right, so actually it's sitting on my dining room table. Like I went and bought it at Michael's. I have to fill it up. But it's going to have my credit score on there. Because I've been very fiscally irresponsible. Like come home, start making real money. I have way too many hats, way too many shoes.
Same.
I have a hat problem.
I have a Jordan and running shoes problem.
I have a Jordan and running shoes problem too. And it was
We'll start a support group.
You guys are best friends.
Yeah.
And wait,
Did we just become best friends?
And wait, and Fleet Feet has enabled me because when I was in a relationship, they were like, do you want us to hold the box so you can just take the shoes? So, because I literally was like buying shoes and hiding them from my girlfriend.
Wait, you can do that?
You didn't what? You didn't know that?
Lisa, you're not listening.
Yeah.
Yes, you can leave the box. I literally have bought 4 pair of shoes and carried them home like a hobo, tied from shoestring to shoestring, so I wouldn't have the boxes.
Oh man.
Yes.
Can we edit that part out so Lisa doesn't hear that?
Yes. Yeah.
So where's the vision board run though?
Basically like law school. This vision board is really more about like the next iteration of me.
Okay, I like it.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
like I figured out how not to use drugs. Now I'm trying to figure out how to be a better person in relationship to other people. That is not centered around work. Because I'm a really good servant. I'm a really good service provider. But the fact that I will be in a group of people and not talk. Mm-hmm. Right? Like that is like, I want to be more confident in my socializing.
Okay.
And not just create a bigger prison yard where all I do is work, run, do groups, and then go home to my home. Like I want to be a
full life.
I want a
well-rounded.
I want a full life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I'm right now. There's this cat in my neighborhood that's cheating on his family with me. Right. So I'm like the cat side piece. So and then the cat.
That's how cats roll.
Well, but I need my own because now I'm buying cat food preference because like it doesn't like the food, the second round of food I got, right? It will look at me and meow and then scamper off. So now I'm like literally going through the supermarket testing food to see which one this cat that does not belong to me likes. So I want to be more rounded, which is like get my own cat.
Okay.
Right? Have a really good, a bigger group of friends, you know. So yeah, vision board for 2026 is about being a more whole person.
Love that.
That's so cool.
So cool. Yeah, no doubt you're going to accomplish it. For someone listening who feels hopeless, what would you want them to hear?
Oh, come talk to me. No, seriously, being hopeless is more common than people think, right? I think just the way our society is structured, especially like with the internet and social media. But the only thing that I could say is, and I know it sounds cliche, is it's not as bad as it feels. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I think that is the thing, right? People tend to have these silo perspectives about their life where if one piece of their life is not ideal, then they think everything is bad. And so if just like my superpower, if I had one, it would just to be able to like tell people, lay hands on, like, it's not as bad as it feels. Right? Because it feels complete and total, and it's the only game in town.
Yeah.
But it's just a feeling.
Thoughts are thoughts, and feelings are feelings, and they don't have to be everything. Like, right? Let the thought just float off because it's a balloon.
Put
Let
it
that
on the
one
river.
go.
Watch
That's
it flow
right.
by.
Yeah.
Right? And okay, here's a practical piece of advice. If a person is feeling hopeless, get into your body. Do a jumping jack.
Yeah, go for a run.
Take a
Or
walk.
start with a walk.
Yeah.
Do one push-up.
Yeah, I like that.
Right? Do one push-up. Right?
Feel it.
Move.
Just get in your body. You'll feel different.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever that looks like. Take a walk, smell a flower. Just get in your body and get out of your head. So, yeah, that would be my advice.
How about one word to describe your journey?
Ridiculous.
I love it. I was going to say resilient.
Mine was going to be redemption.
Oh, they all got the resound.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. There's this piece in Carlito's Way. Have you ever seen that movie?
Not in a long time.
When
in
he's
college.
getting released from prison, he's like, Your Honor, I've been reinvigorated, rehabilitated, and like he just all these R's, right? But for me, my life feels like this Charles Dickens novel, right? Where it's like it's been the best of times and it's been the worst of times.
It's a hell of a movie, man.
Right? But like there's been this thread of ridiculousness that, and this is another podcast because I also do stand up.
Another podcast.
Right, I do stand up, and it's all prison comedy. Right, like
Oh, yeah, that would. My mom would be very unhappy to hear all those jokes. I think those are probably a little too explicit.
They're not dirty jokes.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay. As long as
just
they're not
like,
explicit. My mom doesn't like cussing.
no, they're like just ridiculous stories.
Yeah.
Like there is a guy who didn't want to be transferred. Right, so he decided he was going to engage in some parasuicidal behavior. So he took a bunch of sheets. Made like this long noose and jumped off the second tier. Right? Now this sounds horrible as I'm telling the beginning of the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the rope was too long. So he landed on his ass, right? In like a seated position.
Got the
And
wind there.
everyone in the day room turned around and looked at him. And he leaned into the rope.
That's dark.
It's dark.
But he was not injured.
Yeah.
Right? It was just
Got
like
the wind knocked out of him.
No.
Not even that.
No. He's just sitting there with the rope just a little too long, right? And we're like, did this just happen? So this is why I say, like, much of my life, the story of my life has just been ridiculous because there's like this element of like, oh my God, that the humanity, this is horrible.
Yeah.
But like right underneath that, you're like, wait, what? That's crazy. So literally like 7 months of drug use, 31 years. That's ridiculous.
That It is.
That's ridiculous, right? And not funny. It's just ridiculous.
Yes.
Right. I had myself kidnapped. Right. This sent me to the youth authority. I was on drugs, had relapsed, had myself kidnapped. My mom brought the cops. Right. She wasn't paying a ransom because it was me, so she knew it was a shenanigan. Right. But this is ridiculous, and they sent me to juvenile prison for that. Right. For 4 years. Yeah. For having myself kidnapped.
Jeez.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. So even as difficult and effortful as my life has been, it has not been as bad as others.
Sure.
Right? Like, it could have been so much worse. Right? So that's why I feel like I was quite entertaining to God. That's why I've been kept around so long when many of my other peers did not make it, right? It was like, come here, look what he's doing now. Like, are we bringing him back? No, not yet. Like, just, he'll figure it out, right? Just ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, I never, although my life has been serious, has like serious difficulties, I can't take myself seriously. And many times I laugh, and not for gallows humor, but I laugh because if not, I'll just be in tears all the time, right?
Sure,
so I have to see the humor of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I have to, and especially because like I've been so fortunate to not have never killed anyone. I've created significant harm with my victims, like psychological harm, but there's so many other things that could have went wrong that I'm so grateful that I don't have to account for.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, like ridiculous. That is the one word that I have. Like, because once you start hearing more, like when I start telling you some of these stories, you're gonna be like, "That's crazy. That's ridiculous."
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, you're gonna have to talk a little bit on a run.
I know.
I wanna learn some more.
Yeah.
I think Joaquin needs a podcast called That's Ridiculous.
Oh, love that.
Well, actually, this group of friends we're going to do a reentry podcast through the university and KZFR.
Yeah.
But we also had this idea to have this like mobile roaming podcast, like at all the restaurants that they like to go to.
Love it.
And just like Seinfeld, the show about nothing but everything.
Yeah.
And just talk about like all the topics that people are ranting about on Facebook. Right? Like, no, let's have a real conversation about it instead of posting something crazy and Butte County fires and whatever that thing is called, right?
Yeah.
Let's see
Rants and raves.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I do want like a podcast where my stand-up can kind of be.
You'd be great on a podcast.
Yeah.
You really will. I mean, this has been it's been so insightful and introspective, and I've just been like, blown away in a good way of all the stuff you've shared and just the thoughts you've had. It's amazing.
Oh, maybe we can have one like sparkling water things called Bubbles.
Yep.
Peter and Joaquin.
Bubbles.
The Bubbles Roundtable.
Yes. we're tasting selected Soda Stream flavors
That's
today.
right. That is right.
Brought to you by Rayleigh's number 741.
That's right.
On East Avenue.
That's great.
I think every time we have a guest on here, we clearly get a different perspective on running and life. And this is by far the most unique conversation I think we've had so far.
Great point.
I mean, for a lot of reasons, obviously. But just, again, the perspective, Joaquin, that you have on life because of your experiences, being in custody and now changing everything, right? Reinvented, redeemed, right? All of this stuff and channeling all of your energy into such a positive direction, with running being certainly a part of your identity, but like there's so much more to that. And I think that's something that we should always, this is getting to be kind of like Sesame Street now, right?
Pete,
Like
you're so
it's
good.
always
No, you're killing it,
good.
Pete.
It's good to just take that time, like you mentioned earlier, Joaquin.
to just recognize that everyone's experience is unique and you can't ever have a true idea of what somebody is really going through, and to give them that grace, right? Instead of saying track and expecting them to move, you know what? It's not hard for me to be responsible for myself and just move around them, right? Having our own personal accountability and responsibility. And so I think that's one of the things I'm really going to walk away from, Joaquin, after having this great conversation, is that I have to be accountable for me. I have to teach my people, my family, my children, to be accountable for themselves and to recognize their value, right? And, my young kids, what you're doing to help kids who maybe don't have the most stability in their lives and offering them a glimpse into what stability looks like, just reminds me that to keep building the kids up, because they need that. Because when that shred of doubt creeps in, if it takes over, that's where things can go into some very challenging places.
Yeah. And I'm not talking about participation trophies for everybody.
No, not at all.
Because I grew up in an age where you had to earn a trophy.
Yeah.
Right?
Same.
But I'm also not talking about degrading, dismantling.
No. Yeah.
Right? Like that is old hack, right? That never worked, right? People chose to believe it did, right? But that's not how you grow quality humans.
Exactly.
Right? And
That's not where empathy comes from.
No, and the whole language that we use, we're building men. You don't build
human beings.
You don't build humans. You grow them.
Yeah.
Right? Like, how are you going to call out the best aspects of this person when you need them? Like, because you got to put them in. Right? So, definitely, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
And there's no book on raising kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's a lot of them, and that's the problem.
There's no unified theory.
Exactly.
Right,
Yeah.
on child rearing.
That's exactly it.
So definitely, I think and it feels touchy feely, but I was in a store and this dad was telling his son it's okay to cry, right? Bro, I almost start crying right there. I was like, holy smoly, yes.
Yeah.
Right? And the kid was like you see the lip quiver, and he was like, it's okay, buddy. Yeah, you can go ahead and cry. Right? Just permissioning this normal human emotion. Right? Like, how crazy is that?
Yeah.
That the dad had to be explicit to give permission to have this natural human emotion.
Yeah.
Right? That is what we need to be working to eradicate.
Yep.
Right? Where someone has the permission, it's okay for you to feel your emotional content.
Yeah.
Right? That piece.
Totally. All on board.
Yeah, it was a beautiful reflection, Pete. My feeling goes to movement as medicine, community matters, second chances, and I just love the consistency that running has played in this journey of evolution and transformation that you embarked on. That's what it's about, running.
And getting
so
them points
amazing.
at Fleet Feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good rewards program.
Oh my God.
So
I
you get
never
some new
feel
kicks.
more productive than when you have reward. What?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh, well then throw a pair of socks on there and a couple more goos.
Yes. Building into the system.
That's right. That's right.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Joaquin. We appreciate you, man. We'll be looking for you on the trails and in the park. And I'm going to do like Ross said and just make you talk next time I run into you. Like, come on, Joaquin. I know you talk.
And at this point, I just accept it. It is like the deconstructing of those old conditioned tendencies.
That's right.
So, and I know it's in love.
That's right. It 100% is.
Absolutely.
It totally is.
And for all of the other runners listening to this episode, make me talk.
Let's go.
I say just that's so funny. I never knew, right, that you
I wasn't gonna nope, he's locked into his zone. And I get it, right? Those are training programs. Don't know what people's schedules are like. Maybe that's your time to run and you lock in because it's the one time or a couple times a week you're running. I get it.
Just an ass.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't go that far.
No, because it's so there's a comedian that I love, and he says, why are you frowning? Right? He's like, prison is a place to frown.
Yep.
Right? if you out here, why are you frowning?
Yeah.
Right? And so like I need to be challenged around that area. Right?
Yeah.
So I am open and willing to the community participation.
Good.
And making me talk during the run. So
I want to capture some more ridiculous moments that have occurred.
you're just gonna have to slow down though.
Okay, that's no problem. That's no problem. I do these silly videos similar to kind of logging my runs, but do it through video format. So I'm excited to capture some ridiculous stories of Joaquin and share them on the Run Ross Run vids.
Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, let's go.
You need to.
We have a Joaquin segment.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I broke both my thumbs like 3 months ago. Fractured, fell on North Rim.
No.
I mean, it's very conceivable. North Rim is rough.
Didn't know that though.
And I have peed myself 7 times
That's it?
as a result of those thumbs
Oh.
because I couldn't undo my pants.
Oh.
Like this is the ridiculousness of
That's
my life.
ridiculous.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I felt like the kid in the Clorox commercial.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a situation.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. We had one
These prehensile thumbs.
7
like,
times.
oh, so bad. So bad. Yeah. So bad.
Did you have a cast?
No, they were just like fractures right
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Like literally I fell to protect my face.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
Got to protect the moneymaker.
as soon as this adrenaline runs off, this is gonna be hard. And it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, you need your thumbs for everything.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Including
Go to the bathroom.
undoing the belt buckle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got to do this again.
Absolutely.
One of these days.
Yes.
Thanks so much for coming on.
I appreciate you.
It's
Thank
an
you for having
amazing
me.
story.
Yeah.
You're an amazing story, man. It's inspiring. You know, the adversity you've overcome is truly impressive, and the path you're on, making a difference for youth and getting your degree in all these degrees you
Yeah.
had, and now pursuing law school is so cool.
Yeah.
You know, let's
Very
go.
cool. Yep. Well, until next time.
Until next time. Any last thoughts, real quick?
This message brought to you by the letter P.
Nice. Sesame Street. Nailed it.